Yo, what it do, my hope I open up the camera lens. What it do, chat? What's good with all of you? Welcome in, welcome through. It's Sunday. NFL Talks with me and you. Hey, got the Mark Holmes channel up here. I'm going to go ahead and share that so y'all can watch that while we are on that call. Make sure the audio.
No. But do you actually go back and look at what the conversation? And that's why I'm asking. Do you ever go back and look at what the conversation was at this time a year ago?
This time last year. I can tell you what the conversation was. This time last year was we were mad. We were mad. Yeah, that was part of it. And I was at training camp, and you knew that we would need to have everything go perfect to have a decent season.
We knew that
because we had let go 9 starters and didn't replace any of them. The chances are it's not going to be a good season. You were hopeful that things were going to be different. I looked at it and said, okay, if Tyler Guyton can come out and play decent, okay. If Mozzie Smith, okay, we're all right. But we had so many injuries before we even got to the season with Brandon Cooks having CD holding out. You kind of knew that season's just not going to be really good. And typically, even the years before, we looked at it and said, we really didn't do anything to try and make ourselves better. And you didn't really necessarily have expectations of thinking that they would go 12-5. This year, I will say, from comparison to last year, it's night and day difference.
It doesn't seem like that to me.
No, here's what I'm going to tell you is, I think the whole Jerry Jones screwed up the whole psyche of the organization. When you went into the season after telling your head coach that he can't go to the Senior Bowl, to the Combine, okay? They kept his ass in Dallas at the Combine. How are you building a team when your coach isn't allowed to go to the Combine? They said he's working on plays in the offense. Seriously? When you didn't get extensions put on there, everybody knew I'm on last year my deal. So they were basically trying to coach for their job. So they weren't worried about trying to do what they could with Mozzie Smith and stuff. And when you ended up losing 9 starters, guys are looking around like, who's this guy next to me? And you literally were going through and signing guys who hadn't been on an NFL roster for a year or two, USFL guys, and guys that nobody else wanted. You're looking and saying, how are we going to win and compete with other teams with a guy who last played 2 years ago and has got 50 tackles in his career? So you had all of that going on. You had Dak in a soft cast on the boat ride and everything else. You ended up having CeeDee Lamb not being a camp and being, the distraction everybody thought about. This is totally different. Now, Micah Parsons not being signed, I think it sucks. But how is this any different from Zach Martin holding in?
All of this boiled down to the playoff loss against Green Bay. I don't care what nobody says. All this boiled around that playoff loss.
Yes, it did.
That's how it all got.
We should have.
I agree, Thomas.
Mm-hmm. It all boiled down.
Bad taste in all of our mouths, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you can't just have
I don't know. I mean, I've heard Loyal say it, Randy. I don't know why we didn't fire Mike McCarthy after that game.
Because Jerry Jones is too cheap. He doesn't want to pay a guy to not be there coaching. Yep. He did the same thing with Jason Garrett. Should have been let go the year before.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the culture definitely seems different now. That's a good thing. The
culture
no, it's not.
So the what are the reasons?
Momo, we almost beat you twice last year with Cooper Rush.
Seriously, and we did beat you once with Cooper Rush.
So Momo, you don't think the culture is good in Dallas?
Yeah, hold up. I gotta say this. Y'all are the ones who. All y'all Cowboy fans, even on this channel, was saying when the Cowboys were struggling during the year, we got a chance to make the playoffs. Y'all all was saying that. Even
Hell
you,
no.
We
I
did.
wasn't.
See that
Not-
run
not
game?
me.
Okay, so
We
y'all
did.
been like we
Not
didn't expect to
me.
do this. Y'all
Take-
always on that boat.
Until
man,
we
not with
count
those
it
running
out,
backs.
we have a chance.
There's a difference in
But you're
between
saying,
coaching
Momo,
and
that you
attitude,
don't
and we
think-
are
Oh my
seeing that.
God.
You don't
There
think the culture
is.
is better in Dallas right now,
changed.
Momo?
Jerry's
The last
not gonna
time we
change.
had a
He's still gonna
coach,
go to the locker room
Momo,
and do
that
what he
did
does.
anything to either have any team camaraderie or any kind of structure is when we had Parcells. You're seeing the exact same thing, except the difference is this coach knows how to work with the players because he's more younger and he's able to get more out of them because he's more able to relate. And you're seeing that. I can see that.
I was trying
And the players
53,
and the
I think,
players
Momo? 53? I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Sorry, Holly,
and
go
the
ahead.
players really want to do good for Shoddy. That's how much inspiration.
that don't mean anything. That don't mean anything. He's
Hey,
he's
there
a
was
dead
lot-
man
they
walking.
didn't have
He's
any-
on.
they
If he
didn't have
doesn't
any
do
faith
well,
in
he could be
McCarthy
fired the
last
next year. I think
But
he's
You don't
they
know.
didn't
You don't know. You don't know
Momo,
Jerry
they did
Jones. He
not
doesn't
have
fire
any
coaches.
kind
No,
of-
it's not
After 1
Jerry's going to
year.
do the firing. It's Stevens going to do the firing. This
They
is on
don't
a
fire
trial
coaches
basis.
after 1 year. They gave Dave Campo 3
What are you
years,
mad?
Momo.
What are you mad?
I got a question for the chat. It says,
I'll say this, Mark, as someone on the outside looking in, and I hear what you guys are saying. And I've said it. I've gone on record to say the things that I've noticed are notable. Okay, they are notable, but I still, because of years past, and I'm still seeing a lot of the same things. I take all of this excitement, and I don't think you guys. I think you guys should be excited, but I take it all with a grain of salt.
Here's the thing, Mo. Here's the thing.
definitely
You can flip a coin 50 times,
Yes,
and
sir.
50 times it could come out heads.
I don't have
But you know
any
what?
say-so whatsoever.
The next
on
time you
who's in
flipped
the
it,
co-
you
that's
still got a
Mark
50-50
remembers
chance
it.
of it being either one. You can't say it's definitely going to be tails now.
Yeah, but that would be 51 instead of 50.
Oh God. Okay.
You just said
no. What I'm saying is
I got something for Leo.
This is not the same team it was last year. It is completely different circumstances. Doesn't mean you won't have the
Yeah,
same
we
results.
actually went out and made some signings.
I got something for
Last year
Leo.
we didn't.
So, I mean, when we looked at the Eagles of the past, no one picked them to win the Super Bowl. I mean, last year we didn't see it coming. The year before, the time before that, when y'all won the Super Bowl, we didn't see it coming. So,
hell, we had Dan Salito
I mean,
saying
it's
that you're going to be a
open
7-win
season. I mean,
team.
I mean, you could be right, but then you could be wrong too. I mean, this could be the year. It could be because
if we're talking tendencies, you know what I'm saying?
Lordy.
Then from a tendency standpoint, you guys know after a certain number of years, you're gone in Philly. It's not we're not going to hang. You're not going to hang around too long if we don't see the kind of results that we'd like to see, and that's coaches and players. You know,
True.
and so
y'all got rid of coaches after winning the Super
and
Bowl.
I've said I've gone on record to say there's activity. You know, I remember Mark teased me about that.
Hold on,
activity.
Leo,
Yes,
hold
sir.
on. What if the Cowboys, after basically being on the hamster wheel for the last 29 years and recognizing that they did the same things with Tony Romo that they did with Dak, which was always like, we're a good team, we're just going to try and add a few pieces here and try and maintain what we have, and, you know, we're going to win. What if last year was we went to Dak Prescott and said, look, Dak, we ain't doing shit this year. We're going to hit the reset button. We got to let go a lot of players. We're going to get you paid. We're going to get CeeDee Lamb, paid. And we're going to hit the reset. We'll end up basically tanking the season. Whether that was the plan or not, that's basically what happened. And what'd you do this offseason? Well, you got some good draft picks. And maybe you ended up getting some guys that are really good that fell to you. Right now, Donovan Easy, I know it's still early in training camp, is dominating as a pass rusher.
He was also
dominating who?
Pass rusher
Dominating
college last year.
Well, okay, dominating everybody. Okay, all right. Well, you know what?
Cowboys dominating Cowboys is.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm just saying.
So when an Eagles player does something great at training camp, you don't.
I
happy about that.
I hear you.
Derek, here's the thing. number one, it's training camp.
I
So
hear you.
I don't really care about Dak throwing interceptions or any of that stuff, because to be quite honest with you, that's what you want in all honesty, because
Yes.
training camp is where the mistakes are supposed to happen.
So I'm
That's
saying
where
the
you work
Cowboys
all
have
that stuff out. So I don't really
no
give too much
talent.
credence to that type of
Now you
stuff.
But you can,
But,
you can see when somebody is separating themselves from the pack.
Yeah, but it's the separating themselves from the pack in
believe so.
Dallas. That's not saying anything.
Oh,
That's every team.
You know what?
That's every
Okay.
training camp.
You were have to
Like
say
Tampa
F
Bay.
you, man.
Like
Yes,
you
there
couldn't
is.
like if you couldn't stop the
Lord.
run and during the season, you know what I'm saying?
This is okay.
Then
Let's back this up
even-
here. Let's back this up here.
Sure.
Most of those people that were here last year weren't, first of all, the guys you intended on being here. Some of those guys, people didn't know the guy's name next to him. That's how new that they were. Okay? We literally lost 4 edge rushers in training camp last year. 4. You didn't have Brandon Cooks. So you going through and just saying, oh, well, the Cowboys just suck, this, that, and the other. Okay,
No, I didn't say that.
Hold
I
on.
didn't say that.
Hold on. I'm going to say that the Dallas Cowboys last year, I believe, got more sacks than your team did from their edge rushers. And that was with
Well, that doesn't
missing
mean
Micah Parsons
anything.
missing 4 games. And with us literally in situations where teams were just running the ball at us because they had leads.
Yeah, but
So,
Mark,
to say
having more
you
sacks
act
from your
like
defense.
you don't act like that Micah Parsons had more sacks than anybody on your team last year.
No, you know what he does, but here's,
Okay.
you know what's interesting is
here we go.
he had more sacks than anybody in our team, and yet he's still not signed.
Well,
You
that's
see what I'm saying? Like
that's a
there's
Jerry
always
Jo-
a
that's a
there's
Jerry
always-
Jones.
There's a reason
But
why
neither
he's not
but
signed.
neither
I
is
get that.
Scary
You're
Terry,
absolutely-
neither is Trey Henderson and some others that are out there. Okay, he will get done. He will get taken care of. If that is the only knock that you have is that they haven't signed Micah yet, for all
No.
you know, Jerry and Micah are like, listen, bro, wink, wink. We're
Leon,
gonna do
here's
this stuff
interesting.
because this what makes us relevant.
Here's the interesting point, Mark. I agree with somebody said in other channels. If they would say, hey, they got a lot of edge rushers, some good edge rushers Dallas got. And I agree with what they said. They could trade Michael and it won't miss a beat because they got edge rushers
Yes.
that's very good. So
No,
they
no.
in essence, they don't need to sign him right now.
Oh, they
Yes,
will.
They do.
I just don't
Yes, they
like.
do, right?
Are you guys even like?
Yes,
here's
they do.
here's the interesting thing. You should like. I traditionally, you know, and
one thing
again,
I have
you know,
noticed,
not
though, this year with
counting
our defense,
Washington.
training camp is
You know what I'm saying?
we
Because that was more
are
like
taking the
to me.
ball away
I believe Washington overachieved last year.
very
I do believe that was they did catch lightning in a bottle with their QB.
Listen,
You know,
they had
but
a
I
cake
do think that
schedule
there's
going
going
down
to
the
be
stretch.
regression. At the same time, traditionally, when you have an organization who's gone through the kind of changes such as the ones that Dallas has had, there's going to be a bit of a regression. But what amplifies it is when your front office, you know, and your higher ups are doing the things that are saying and doing the things that they're doing, you know, which is, you know, okay, from a football side, things look different. From an organizational side, it's the same. So
How's this any different than what the Commanders are doing with Scary Terry?
Again, but that's an organization. We don't know we only know that front office from for a year. We don't know that ownership. We don't know that GM. We don't. You only know the coach.
Exactly.
We don't
So that's-
really know.
so that-
all
To
I'm
me,
saying
that's
is-
scarier. To me, that's scarier because you don't know. We know by what Dallas does. Yes, it might take a long time to
He
get
gonna
their
get
stars signed, but they sign them.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going on with Washington. You don't know if that organization will sign their players. before
Why
the
would
start of the
Terry
season.
be in camp then?
All
Why
I'm
would
saying-
Terry be in camp today?
All I'm
Jerry,
saying,
Jerry's
Reason
always
Mike
in
can't
camp.
sign.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
He was in camp with Zeke's too.
all I'm saying is this, Leo.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a Cowboys fan for a long time, and I haven't seen this type of energy in practice. I mean, we don't know what the outcome's going to be,
It's
but I haven't seen this.
practice.
I haven't seen this type of energy in practice since Bill Parcells. I'm just
And
It's
Momo,
practice. What is y'all
That-
talking
Okay.
about?
But,
Okay,
but
but-
Lord,
and
that's talking
Momo,
about practice.
the reason
Hang on.
Terry
practice, right?
is
But I'm just saying I didn't feel that kind of energy. Is all I'm saying.
Right,
And
but again,
It's
that's
the
why I
energy
said.
of competition, the
I'm sorry,
energy
Howie.
to want to
That's okay.
succeed, the energy to want to knock a mofo out.
And
And if you
Momo,
don't have that
Terry,
mentality, go ahead. I'll let you go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry.
Go ahead.
Momo, reason Terry is probably there is for the same reason Micah is. It's
Yeah,
for
of
his
course.
teammates.
They're
It's
holding
not,
in.
holding in. It's not for anybody else, but probably for his teammates,
Oh
like
yes, of
Micah
course.
is.
I agree
And
100%.
so, yeah, and that's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, man,
But it's
that's
kind
all
of
for
hard to
media
say
play. My
Yeah,
anything.
opinion,
You
personally.
know, it's hard to
again,
get in when
yeah.
you got Momo and homeboy on the line.
Oh,
But no,
wow.
y'all asked us why do we feel different? Why are we more excited about this year? And we tell you why, and then y'all
I
say
know.
it
Yeah, I'm
don't
gonna
mean
turn it
nothing.
down.
No, it
Yeah,
means something.
You're
I'm not
right.
yeah.
saying it doesn't mean anything, but don't sit
Is
here
that
and tell
better?
me that watching training
Is
camp
that
and
better?
watching some guys tackle the same teammates think that's going to be different in the game start. They tackling each other. Hey man,
Okay.
comfortable
So
do
yeah,
beat
those
the thing
players on right
that's what
now
that
probably
is.
feel disrespected
No, they
about how
don't.
everybody's been talking
No, they
about them.
don't.
Well,
No, they don't.
no, I'm pretty sure. I'm
No,
pretty
they don't.
sure because everybody just talks smack all day. The talking heads
Yeah.
do it all day. Oh, this issue with Dallas. Oh, this person's going to Dallas. They get all our hopes up for nothing, and no one says anything.
I don't
You
know.
know?
I don't know if
I
y'all
don't know.
seen Tyler Smith get interviewed, and when they asked him uh, about the Super Bowl, and he says, "What do you think we can't win the Super Bowl?" I mean, there comes a point in time when you got to be a man and stand up and do your thing, and that's where we're at right now.
So we gonna say they all Hall of Famers now? They all we
No, I
gonna
didn't
practice
say
all
Say
that,
that.
practice.
and I
I
didn't
never
say
heard the
that.
practice of a Hall of Fame.
We
Let me
are
know.
going to beat y'all,
Momo,
though. We're going to beat the
Momo,
Commanders.
when is it, we're thinking Hall of Fame when we're excited about our
And
team?
then no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
But it
saying
made it
y'all
sound like
excited
that.
over somebody throwing touchdowns or catching passes. I don't put no.
I am.
There's no way in the
You,
world that y'all guys.
All
I
right, cool.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I am.
anytime
I
there's
like
an
the
I
issue,
energy.
say
excited.
let
every
me know. I'll
team
try to
does
fix it.
this.
I don't
It
know,
ain't just the
Momo.
All I'm
I
Cowboys.
saying,
saw
It's
all
every
I'm
team
saying
that
is
gets
this.
excited over
that passes
practice,
the dagger.
All
over
I'm saying
practice
is
and
this,
training
Passes
Momo.
that
camp,
ass.
which doesn't mean
La-
anything.
Momo, all I'm saying is this, and Mark will vouch for this. He was at last year's practice, and it was like
Waste
going
of
to a
time and a
funeral.
waste of money, by the way. But go ahead.
This year feels a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what the
you,
outcome's going to be, but that's all I'm
Momo,
saying.
are you upset
Is
that
I'm
Jaden
excited.
McDaniels threw 3
I
interceptions? Is
don't
that
care
what the
about those
problem
interceptions. Do
is?
you
Or
realize that? I don't care. He could have threw 2 million interceptions in a practice session, and
You
I
know you don't
wouldn't
like
care.
football.
I'll
Momo,
tell
we
you
just
what we're
heard you.
You
excited
don't
about.
care.
As a Cowboy fan, you know what I'm excited about?
What's
We
that?
have a new coach. We have a new strategy. We're seeing things that we haven't seen. They're getting freaking people involved that wasn't involved. We're changing our offense.
Walkers and
Hey, you
chaperones.
got to be excited about something. We're one of the youngest teams in the NFL,
As
whereas
opposed
the
to the Commanders.
Commanders are the oldest team in the NFL, and they better do it quick or it's going to be over with quick.
Y'all need some walkers
I'm gonna
out there for your
say this,
players.
Randy. Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
say this real quick, Randy, and I'm gonna say
Walkers and
this as
chaperones.
clear as I possibly can. Training camp, after training camp, there's gonna be people gonna be let go. So there's gonna be chances of you gonna get a lot of young players, some cornerbacks, some maybe a offensive lineman, maybe some defensive ends, defensive linemen, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when people get let go. You fill the gap in.
You
That's
know,
what it's
Right.
like that. Training camp is not about it's about conditioning and getting your
Right.
legs underneath you. It's not about, hey, he's the best player. Don't like that because the best players don't really play hard because they the veterans going through the motions. It's there to show your young talent.
You know
It's
what,
about
though,
the young
Momo?
talent. That's what it's
I
about.
took martial arts growing up, and you do a thing called kata, which is
Yes,
actually
I
the
know.
same
I'm
thing in
familiar with that.
practice. No, when you breathe, and it's pretty much the same thing they do.
Sorry,
Now, when you get into
sorry
the
on me
moment, when
doing
you're
the
in the
stream a little
moment,
bit
and
later
when
today.
you
I
have
know
to make a
normally
do
it's
or die
5
play,
o'clock. I
everything
started
slows
at
down.
5:30 because
If
I
you're
was
able to
doing
breathe and concentrate
competition
enough
on
to focus your
Fortnite, trying
energy
to
on what it
compete.
needs to be and to keep
I
all
did
that
not
negative
play
shit
well
out,
enough to compete. That's
there you
all I
go.
learned.
are you
I can
all?
keep
Are
practicing.
all of you? Well,
I'm
first
not
and foremost,
bad, but
You
Mark.
get my
I
point,
just
right?
want to.
some of
Yep,
them are
Mark. I just
good.
want to say, please give our
Just
best
wanted to give you an
to the
update on
missus
why I was
and
a little
please
bit later
thank
today.
her for us for allowing you the time to sharing you with us today while you guys are on vacation. I hope you guys are having a blast.
Baby, are you having a
And let her know
blast?
we appreciate. That being said, the question for all of you is:
Yes.
Are you all optimistic or are you all cautiously optimistic? That's what I'm really curious to know.
I'm all in until the Cowboys are eliminated. Look, this is my team. I am a Cowboys fan.
stamp what
I'm
Derek's
going to
saying.
be all in. So last year, when towards the end of the year, we had that little bit of
you were
chance to
so
make the
excited.
playoffs. Yes, I'm rooting for my team to make the playoffs. Who starts the season and says my team gonna be bad?
Listen. Sometimes
How do you
gotta
anticipate?
Be,
How do you can't wait for football
You gotta be. You gotta look at yourself and say this team is bad. And stuff like that. I'm quite sure. When Washington, my Washington team, they was those years before Dan Snyder was there. They was bad teams.
You said your team gonna win the division with 11 wins.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
gonna
the
win
crazy
the game
one.
11 games.
But
So
I'm the crazy one.
are all
Can
of
I
you
answer Momo's
anticipating?
question?
Are you all anticipating having the same kind of success that Washington had?
Well, Leo,
Gary.
I'm like I said, I've been a Cowboys fan for a long time, and like I said before, I haven't seen this type of energy since Bill Parcells. So yes, I'm optimistic. Now I'm not going to sit here and be the ones to say, "Oh, we're going to beat everybody down. We're going to go to the Super Bowl." No, I'm not going to say that.
That's exactly what you said.
I'm with you, Loyal.
Oh, am I saying that, Momo? I didn't say that. No, I just said what I'm saying.
No.
So I'm saying we're going to the Super Bowl because I'm feeling good about my team. Is what you're saying?
So it's cautious optimism. Is it
Yes,
optimism
of course.
or cautious optimism?
I'm optimistic. I
From
like what I
last
see.
year to this year, it's night and day different. And you
I like what I see.
You can actually look and say there's more talent on the field than there was last year.
It's the talent on every football team, Mark.
No, bro.
I'm optimistic
bro.
that things will
When we were
change.
sitting here looking at practice, not the game, because I was in training camp. Okay, we didn't have, as we're talking about Micah Parsons, we didn't see CeeDee Lamb and OTAs and minicamp or anything else, right? He was not there.
Right, yeah.
We had Brandon Cooks, who had a mysterious knee injury and was not practicing. So as far as wide receivers, we were looking at Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Ryan Fenoy. Okay.
Oh yeah, last year was.
You know what
horrible.
I'm looking at right now? I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb looking like he is in mid-season form, and George Pickens feasting.
And was a top 3
So you
pass
can't
rusher
tell
in
me
college.
I can't feel better about what I see with those two guys right there.
You should feel. You can feel how you want to
Okay,
feel.
I'm looking at a rookie who seemingly
65
is
pressure.
looking really, really good in
What
Donovan
rookie you
Easy.
talking about? What rookie?
Donovan Easy. A
All
guy who's
of them.
coming off 15 and a half
And him not
sacks
wrecking in
last year in college, who's coming to the NFL and looking good in training camp. I have to feel good about that as opposed to me signing Carl Lawson after
yeah, I hear
losing
you,
4
Mr.
edge
Mark.
rushers, okay?
Mark, I ask you one
I
question.
have
are
to
you
say,
all
I feel
in at this
better
point?
about
Last
having
year,
Last year was
last year,
horrible.
did you or did you not say when you went to that training camp that the Cowboys had a top 5 roster in training?
No, I did not.
Then you
No, I did
did-
not. I did not
you
say
did
the
not say that?
Cowboys. No way in hell. With us bringing back Zeke, because everybody,
last year was horrible.
I'm gonna be real with you. When we were about to sign Zeke, and we can go back and find videos from it, although it's going through about 15,000 of them. But I said I don't know if the Cowboys should sign Zeke because after 4 years, typically 90% of the backs are spent. And here it was, Zeke Elliott, after his 4th year, you start looking at that and saying, is he going to be good for another 4 years? And he wasn't. He literally
I
was
agree
a
that was a
shell of
bad
himself.
move. Zeke
So
was a
for
horrible
us to lose Tony Pollard and say, hey, we're going to bring Zeke back. I was not excited in saying this is a Super Bowl team. I did not say
Yep.
that this
That's
was
true.
a top, having lost Biotish and Tyron Smith.
Okay,
On the
and
offensive
I
line.
think the
We
reason
were
why
calling for
Zeke
Henry,
back-
too. Remember, right?
We lost 9 starters and did nothing to replace them.
Okay,
I would have
guess
had to
you wanna,
smoke crack to
screaming
say
since
that
last
team was
year,
better.
But this is a new year.
So Mark, if we looking at going off of Derek J's analogy, are you in the same? Are you all in again?
Listen. I know. I recognize this. I have a rookie head coach and a whole new training staff and a lot of new pieces. I'm not one of these ones that are saying, oh, it's Super Bowl best. The Cowboys could go through, and after what they went through last year, having changed everything, bringing in all these new guys, becoming a younger team, they could go through, win 10, 11 games, make the playoffs, and that should be a success. If it was anybody else but Dallas, that would be considered a success and saying you're going in the right direction. Unfortunately, it is the Dallas Cowboys. They'll say, well, same old Dallas Cowboys, choke in the playoffs. When the reality is if you go by what the talking heads said, you've got one of the worst running games in football. They've rated us there. They've gone through. They won't even look and say getting George Pickens is a top 10 offseason move. They say your defensive line stinks. They say your secondary, too many question marks. So in actuality, if you go by what the professionals say, this should be a roster that has a losing record. Right or wrong?
But why would you concern yourself with ESPN or any other team? If you're a fan, you don't care because they gonna say what they gonna say.
That's where I'm giving you my personal opinion is I say they're going to be better as advertised. And the reason I say that is I see guys that are actually playing better. I see some guys that are healthy. When I look at Dak Prescott from where he was last year to this year, between the weight loss and the way he is moving around, the fact that they're even doing a read option in practice says
you think that's a good idea?
What?
You think that's a good idea?
I didn't say
read option was.
I didn't say that was necessarily a good idea, but they're confident that that guy is healed up and he looks really, really good. He looks. Let's back it up though. When you've had major injuries, like for example ACL, you may be able to play, but that doesn't mean you are back to 100% and being confident in your abilities. And what we may be looking at is finally Dak Prescott is really healed from that ankle injury.
Mark, he's not 100%, Mark. He's never going to be 100% for the ankle injuries.
Leo, here's what I want to respond to your question. I've been a Cowboy fan for 60 years. When I was 5 years old, every year I'm all in. Every year. I don't care whether they're 1-15 and 89. I had my own friends picking at me while I was wearing the star on my hat. But I stuck through thick and thin, and I'll stick through thick and thin now. But I'm a Cowboy fan and will always be a Cowboy fan and will always be all in, period.
I don't doubt. But reality got to set in some point or another.
Well, reality does.
I'll face it when it gets here.
Yeah, I want to get there.
Listen,
I ain't gonna worry about tomorrow today.
Win it, you know?
I 1000% respect everyone's here's fandom. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. So I don't want you guys to think I don't.
No, I don't think that. I just giving you my feeling of how I feel about the Cowboys. I'm not the biggest Jerry Jones fan. I'll be honest with you.
I don't know any Cowboy fan that's a Jerry Jones fan.
Having said that, I bleed Cowboy blue, and I will always bleed Cowboy blue.
I just my thought process is always just looking at. Remember last year, right?
I remember. All right.
I learned the lesson from Mark that at a certain period of the summer. He pointed it out. He said, watch, they're going to change and they're going to start talking Super Bowl. Yeah. And sure enough,
that's beginning to happen now.
It actually happened. And then what turned around this year is at this time right now, they're doing that. They're doing it.
They do it every year.
In terms of the talking pundits.
Yeah. But the difference this year than last year is we made moves this year where I see the difference in what they're trying to do. Sir. Last year, you saw it at training camp. There was nobody there. Mark experienced it face to face.
Right.
I knew then what we should have fired them at their asses after the Green Bay game because that was embarrassing. I don't care. You got to pay them. You pay them, but you move on. And that was a big mistake that we made.
Yeah.
But you can't just keep the hope. You got to have hope. Hope is a big thing. Right. We all have hope on our own team.
So are you all anticipating having the same type of success that Washington had with their first year head coach?
I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at playoffs.
I mean, they had a good year.
I'm looking at if we make the playoffs.
But had it not been for Baker Mayfield turning that ball over, they wouldn't be having that conversation. That was one play.
Right.
One play
Against Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield did Baker Mayfield thing.
Lord
y'all
Cowboy,
beat the
Lord
Lions.
Cowboy. We could go back to history of the Washington football season. It was always one play that one day the game. You just think about it.
Yeah, against the Bears. That's one example.
Yes, one play. I could go against when that game against the Giants, where they should have lost that first game against the Giants.
Yep, but they're gonna be 11 and whatever this year.
They could be much improved.
Yep.
They gonna win 11 games.
You know you enjoy the tournament.
Even though the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions and won.
Even though their defense got
That's
worse.
last year.
Yeah.
This is a new
We ain't
year.
gonna talk about it.
Eagles coming in third place. Dallas coming in second. Washington going to go. I'm not saying Washington going to the Super Bowl or a championship. What I'm saying is that they will have a better season than the Eagles. That's all I'm
said it
saying.
earlier.
Old men.
I said it earlier. Washington is going to have over the hill gang 2 coming shortly.
Okay, that's fine. Overhill game went to the Super Bowl too. Remember that, Randy.
Just remember your team reminds me of that Minnesota team back in when
Here's
they had
going to
Randy
be the
Moss that had
problem.
the
Okay.
whole defensive
For
lineman
all
over it,
those,
like
for all
Jerry
those,
Ball.
Yeah.
for all those out there that are thinking that the Commanders are a great team, you're going to replace a lot of those teams that you beat last year with real teams. I hate to say this,
Yeah,
but
they
see,
overachieved, Mark.
they overachieved, and their defense, I know they got Von Miller, but Von Miller is not the same dude. That's what, and when you start talking about guys that you're going to get rid of, Zach Ertz,
I think
that's another over the hill guy.
I think Von Miller gonna have at least 5 to 7 sacks.
Lomo,
Not much, but
but if you're also changing your mind like we do. Last time I heard you say Von Miller was a terrible movie.
he's still a terrible pick. I don't believe that Von Miller. I don't want him. I know he's going to get at least 5 to 7 sacks.
Hey, baby.
I don't want him on my team.
Get him, Hallie. Get him, Hallie.
Yeah.
Again,
I call him Mikey. This is why I call him Mikey, and now
he
he's
likes
just so
it. He likes
handsome.
it. Yeah.
Like you
Listen,
don't like anything.
it to me again, it's not. I get for you guys is exciting. I guess just outside the bubble, okay, which is where I am. I'm just like, okay, there again, notable off-season moves, coaching staff, players, the whole 9 yards. But then it gets, to me, it always gets taken back when you add in Jerry and Stephen Jones, because it's like for every good piece of work that you guys have done, then you give Jerry that microphone. And
now here's what I'll say on that one. Here's what I'll say. The difference on it from last year, after the Green Bay game, we let go 9 starters. 9 starters. And we're talking about Tyron Smith. Not that Tyron Smith didn't need to go. He did. Biotish, we ended up letting go Tony Pollard, who was our best running back, although it was kind of a down year because you weren't using him the right way. You let go Dorrance Armstrong. You let go Dante Fowler. You let go Stephon Gilmore.
I couldn't tell you, Noah.
You ended up losing Vander Esch.
Those aren't things that I asked about
player
or
after
asked
player.
people.
And Jerry Jones
I don't really
basically
care.
said, we're going to do more with less. You did nothing to replace him. And the results of last season with the magnitude of the injuries, yes, that hurt. However, you end up looking now and saying, yes, Jerry Jones typically gets in the way, but they haven't gotten in the way of doing things that help the team. Bringing back Osa Ndigizua.
I'm not
is
on
the
there because of
opposite
his
what you did
religious or
last
his
year with
political
Dorrance
beliefs.
Armstrong
It's
and
just
Dante
about the
Fowler.
Cowboys fandom.
You re-signed
Past
him.
that,
And you went out and said, we're going to bring back
don't
Dante
have to
Fowler, who
agree
had
with
10 and a
everything.
half sacks. So Momo, who's excited about having Von Miller now.
I'm not excited about Von Miller.
What I'm saying is you lost a guy who had 10 and a half sacks. If somebody else signed a guy that had 10 and a half sacks last year, people would be talking about it saying, wow, man, they got a guy who got 10 and a half sacks last year. Nobody's talking about Dante Fowler, who probably will be a rotational player.
Right.
On our roster.
Mark, let me be clear about Von
hold
Miller.
on. Let me finish answering Leo's question. You then go out and say, okay, we have a problem with our number 2 wide receiver, and you go out and you get a deep threat wide receiver like George Pickens. That is a move that's typical for what the Eagles would do with going out and getting A.J. Brown. And if you do not recognize having a healthy CD Lamb in camp now with a healthy Dak Prescott and having George Pickens, who now seems to be completely rejuvenated and turning over a brand new leaf, and dare I say, maybe growing up. Because I can look at CD Lamb after the Green Bay game that he checked out and saying, I need to grow up, and seeing that guy actually mature and grow up. If you have a similar situation right there, if you do not think having CD Lamb and George Pickens together is not going to make that offense that much better, then you do not understand football. That opens up Jake Ferguson to have a monster year across there. That ends up helping a guy like Jalen Tolbert, who understands that they ain't going to think about me. They ain't thinking about me because they got to worry about CD and George Pickens, that he will end up being better. If you don't recognize that they have, yes, they're screwing around with Micah Parsons, but they've actually put pieces in place and actually getting more depth than they've had before. Are there holes? Are there question marks? Yes, there are. Completely. But at least you look at it and say, Cooper Beebe came out the box last year as a really good center. As a really good center. You expect him to play better. Tyler Guyton left you wanting. But from the amount of work that he's put in the offseason and recognizing that he was ass, he is actually thus far, and I know it's just going against Cowboys, is looking night and day different than he did last year where he was completely lost. So
there's a lot of good on good.
There's a lot of good on good. And you're seeing Donovan Easy going against Guyton, and the two of them really going at it and really trying to put in the work. You didn't have that last year. Guyton, they literally said with Tyler Guyton last year before training camp started, he's not going to be ready to start.
Okay, Mark, let me last year was the year that Jerry said he was all in, and he didn't do. Now, if he did, I know. Listen,
you can't believe anything Jerry says.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out, because let me finish my statement. So he said he was all in. He wasn't all in. You replaced the players that was let go. But those years before that, Dallas drafted well out throughout the last 30 years. So they had the players in there to win championships.
But here's the thing, though. No, Momo.
He hadn't actually drafted.
You can look and say, you can look and say that the Eagles have drafted extremely well the last 4 years or so.
Draft, developed, and signed.
Okay, but did they stop there and say we don't need to bring in anybody else?
Right.
Because if that was the case, that team has been drafting great. You see what Saquon Barkley did for that roster. You see what A.J. Brown did for that roster, as well as many other ones that they brought in. Drafting well is not enough. Your team, let's be clear here, is built on free agents, Momo.
Dallas.
Okay? And that's the problem is the Cowboys always say, we don't believe in free agents because you're paying great money for a good player, okay? And it's just saying that you screwed up in the draft. It's like, yeah, well, you did screw up in the draft, but you got to do something about it. So,
Mark, we all know this whole league is about free agency.
What it do, Jay?
Yes,
What's good, brother?
So your argument where you just said, well, the Cowboys drafted great, so they should win a Super Bowl. It doesn't work that way.
Dak's not getting bent.
Okay?
I know it doesn't
you
work.
have to.
Dak's having a good training camp.
If the Cowboys, here's the thing. If the Cowboys in those 12 and 15 seasons went out and said, let's get another wide receiver like teams like the Rams did and got Odell. Let's get a Von Miller who was more in their prime to add to the rotation. They topped off the good talent that they had to win. Even Tampa Bay, when Tom Brady came, they had a really good defense, and Jameis Winston had. Don't yawn at me. Don't yawn at me there, bro. They had, even with Jameis Winston, 30 for 30. He had 30 TD passes and 30 interceptions. They had a basis of a good team. Bringing in Tom Brady and Gronk and some of the other players, Ndamukong Suh, was what took that good team on to win a Super Bowl. The Cowboys look at it and say, we got a good team, so we're not going to do anything else. And that is the problem with the Cowboys. They've been so top-heavy with talent that when you lose a Tyron Smith, You go to a Chaz Green, and that has been the
really not
the
that
biggest
bad,
problem
bro.
with them.
He's really not
is
that bad.
Once you get past having the good
Comparisons
players,
to what the league
the
has
guys
to
that are
offer
down
for
low
quarterbacks,
because these guys are taking all the money.
he's in the
suck
top
ass.
15.
Do you believe
I'll say this, Mark. I
Jerry
think
Jones?
that
Do
In
you
the
really
top
believe that
15.
Jerry Jones wants to win, or you
So-
just think he's just there to be on camera and had the glitz and glamour
Oh,
and
we're not
make the
open
Cowboys
for you?
#1 franchise in the history of
They-
franchise?
they
I
showed
don't think
Jerry
he's
Jones-
in the business of winning. I think he's in business
You've been sitting
for
there
himself
enjoying
and
it,
make himself
typing
look good
away.
and have all the
You know.
attention on him.
They show Jerry Jones after the end of every loss, at the end of every week at him, and
He's
tell
pissed.
them losses hurt. And you can look at him and tell how
I think
is
he's
when they
playing
win.
for the camera.
But
I don't
here's
believe
the thing
he
too,
really
Leo.
cares.
Well, Momo, what you want me to base it off of? I mean, I don't
just
know him in
thought
his
based on
personal
your
life.
actions. Your
I'm just
actions
basing it
speak
off
louder
what
than
I
your words.
see.
Actions speak louder than
I'm
words.
basing it off
You
what
know
I
that.
see.
I'm gonna be.
You
I'm
asked
gonna
me
say
how
that
I
it did
feel.
More shout out to you.
I
You
can
are
only
one of
base
the-
how I feel off of what I see from Jerry Jones.
I'm gonna be more in depth about what I was saying.
I'm wrong.
Hey, loyal.
You had
I don't know.
opportunities to get a lot of
What's going
good
on?
players. You didn't do it.
So here's what
speak
I'm.
louder than words.
So here's what I'm excited about too, Leo. I mean, yeah, we got some talented players. Could have used some improvement. Yeah, we've had talented players before, but I'm excited about the coaches that we have.
Amen.
Coach these guys up. I mean, Kellen Moore did well for y'all, but when he was with us, he sucked. He didn't do nothing.
Right.
Here's the reality.
There's
though.
a lot of-
What
there's
can
a
you
lot of
say that
coaches that
Kellen
I
Moore did
question.
different? What did
There's a
Kellen
lot
Moore?
of-
Honestly, Leo, tell me what was the Kellen Moore stamp on the team?
What was the Kellen Moore stamp?
Yeah,
on the team?
tell me what exactly Kellen Moore did differently that made a
He
difference.
changed to make it better. Yeah.
No, well, here's the thing. That's a loaded question, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because what he did different than the year before was different from the year before that. What was different from the year before that, it was different for the year before that, and different before the year before that. You all gotta remember, we have not had stability on the offensive coordinator position, coaching position, since Jalen's been in the league. So that's why I say that's a loaded question. You know, like, because it's all different. It's different every year. You know, and to be honest with you, name a quarterback who has had that kind of sustained success with that much turnover on offensive coordinators in the league. The only
But
thing that
here's
we
the
have
thing.
had that's been constant is the head coach.
Yeah,
But when it
see,
comes to
So basically, he's just asking what was Kellen Moore's contributions to the team. It's the year before doesn't matter. That he had all those different offensive coordinators.
Cooper
that
Rush
doesn't
is
matter.
not better than
What
Dak
did
Prescott. You
Kellen
are
Moore
absolutely
contribute
insane.
to the Super
And there's a
Bowl?
reason why Cooper Rush is not a Dallas Cowboy either. You
Just
know?
that.
You can go
Just
pick
that
him up
part.
and have him
Like I've
do-
had a lot of
Oh,
people working,
You do have
running
them.
your store.
Enjoy
and
Cooper Rush, brother.
it's a different manager every year. And then you get this manager and you have success. What did this manager do to improve your business? What did Kellen Moore do to improve?
leaned on the running game.
So, okay. Now, here's where I will say Kellen Moore was Norv Turner. Norv Turner with the Dallas Cowboys, you have to look at this and say, okay, Cowboys had arguably one of the greatest offensive linemen ever.
Yo,
Okay,
what's good,
on
Alan?
that
What it do,
offensive
brother?
line.
Welcome in. Welcome
The Great
in.
Wall of Dallas, great offensive line, a Hall of Fame quarterback, NFL leading
That's a
rusher,
horrible joke.
a wide receiver who was a Hall of Famer, okay, along with the first time I ever heard the
What's
term
good,
security
Madman?
blanket
What
and
it
tight
do?
end, a incredible fullback, and even role players like Alvin Harper. If you are coaching and calling
That's
plays
what I'm
for
saying,
that,
Madman. That's
how
what I'm
many
saying.
plays are there out
What?
there that you're going to call that probably won't be successful?
Him being a Ravens fan, he can enjoy Cooper Rush.
Right?
backing
If you've
up
got
his
that kind of
quarterback now.
offense to work with, it's hard to kind of call some bad plays, right? As opposed to going to a team that doesn't have all those things. And I
Not
can
much,
look at
bro,
that
not
offense
much.
right
We're good.
there and say,
Yes, sir, Alan.
the
Ain't seen
Eagles
you in a
are
while,
very
bro.
similar in that situation. you can say, well, they got a new offensive coordinator. But if I've got a great offensive line that is giving my quarterback all day to throw, and I've got 2 great wide receivers, and I've got the NFL running back, best
Mark,
running
get to
back
your
in football.
super chats.
Got a couple super chats. I can read
Shout
them
out to
off.
Stacy White. Oh my God. Just left lunch at the Star. Folks say Jerry is a negative. Even the positive changes. Jerry undermines the positives, efforts of Shoddy and the players. If Jerry and Mike are about the drama, it's not for team building. Stacy White, you are 100%
Nemo, you say that,
right.
but you really
I
should
agree
say,
with you.
hopefully
Everybody
we
is
won't need
against
him.
Jerry Jones. Kellen committed
curse
to the
your
run,
quarterback,
2,000 yards.
then
Yeah,
he gets
of course
hurt.
you committed to the run when you
Hopefully
brought
that
in
don't happen.
Saquon. The funniest thing is most
But if he
people are
does,
looking and
you're
saying,
doomed.
you can't run Saquon that much that he won't be able to hold up. But you honestly are saying that
thought
was
he
the big
was
stamp, was that they ran the football? Really?
But we always run the football well.
I
No,
guess
to be
you can
honest with
give him
you-
that. I guess you can give him that because I remember the year before, the complaint
Swift.
was they didn't stick to the run as much as they
Yeah.
should. So
Yep.
I guess you could.
But he
give him
wasn't a head coach.
Well,
though.
we'll
He
see
was
how
just
Kellen Moore does with New Orleans, because that's a team that is literally starting over. Let's see how he does, 2-3 years
But
from
you
now.
also got to realize Kellen Moore was not the head coach.
Yeah, but I don't know about that one too, Mark, only because New Orleans has some legal issues that they got, legal
It could be
challenges
a
that they got
debate,
to get
yes.
through
I
with
think
the
Joe
Catholic
Milton
Church.
has higher
Fighting
potential than Cooper Rush.
Yeah, they got
does,
some
so
legal issues with the
I think he
Catholic
has a
Church
better
and
arm.
ownership that they got to get
Now,
through.
I think he
Okay, I
has
hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
better
they
athletic
got
ability.
oh yeah,
The only
bro.
thing you
Hell
can put
yeah.
in question with
Yeah,
the
it's
NFL
a
is
big-
like
it's a
the
big
ball and
issue,
everything.
Mark.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
big
real.
issue.
I know why.
those are
Yeah,
still
I'm
to be
not
determined.
joking
for
either.
Joe
Like I'm
Milton,
dead ass serious.
where
Yeah,
we
they got
kinda
they got
know
I
Kellen
would
Moore.
him. I would
Yeah,
never
He
accepted
walked
that
into a
job.
mess.
average.
down
He
there.
should
I
have
think
known
Joe
better to
Milton
accept
has the
that job,
possibility
knowing
to
what
be
that
a
was
good
coming.
I said the same thing, Momo. Like
in later
I was
years.
surprised that he even took it,
Or
considering the things that they are
if Zach
battling
gets
with
hurt.
legally. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
And
good.
ownership and the
And the
police and
Catholic
everything
Church,
like that.
that's
So
gonna
it's
eat them
not
up.
good.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
it's not good in New Orleans right now.
I don't think personally. I don't think no head coach should go there with that.
I was, I just assumed, I thought that he would stick around I was hoping he would stick around for
Hold
another year,
on.
but it's
I
okay.
didn't even know about this. Hold on.
Yeah. You didn't know about New Orleans and
It's a bit of a
I'm looking
complicated
up.
situation. The New Orleans Saints have been accused of helping the Catholic Church with damage control during the clergy abuse crisis.
Yeah.
There are some emails that suggest the team was more involved than they initially admitted.
Yeah.
It's a pretty serious issue with a lot of people feeling hurt and betrayed. Is there anything?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I've been saying that forever. Like,
I hadn't heard that.
I thought that would be the thing that I was
I
under
wouldn't have took that job.
that would be the thing to keep Kellen Moore away from taking that job, but he still took it. So okay. But yeah, they got issues down there, Mark, that I'm surprised.
Because
It's interesting how you don't hear more
The
about
national
it.
media didn't even say nothing about it. They kept it
They're
behind
being
The
closed
paid
league
doors.
not to
helping them
report it,
out, doing them
probably.
a solid by keeping the media away from it all and everything like that. But yeah,
But the ESPN knew, Fox knew, Sports knew, all those they all knew about it, but they just didn't want to report it.
yeah.
I don't know about them
again,
Prescott
Not
yet,
to report
Messi.
it, probably.
Maybe
I will
later
just
in
say
his
this.
career he could have
Everything
more
that I'm
upside than
hearing,
Dak.
and listening to you all and everything like that,
But I'm
and I
not going
said
to put
this
that
on
on him
the
before
on Game
he even
Time's
gets
channel.
to play any
It makes
real
me
games.
say,
He played
okay,
against a backup
I will.
team in Buffalo
I'm
the
going
last
to
game of the season last year. Did good.
leave the door
Good.
open
I'm proud
for
of
a
that.
change in attitude towards
I'm
the
glad that he's
Cowboys
our
once the
backup.
preseason
But
starts, because then and that's with my own
both
team
starting
too,
off
because
healthy, I want
now
Dak
we
in
get
there.
to
He has more
answer
experience
depth
with
questions
the offense.
and actually
He has more
see,
chemistry
instead
with
of
the players.
talking, theorizing,
He knows the
and
system.
hypotheticals.
His
Now we get to
mind's on
see
being
exactly what's
game-time
going
ready
on and how
what
they
to
look,
expect throughout a
particularly
game,
against
the
other
experience
teams
you can't have
when they're
without
practicing. Because
actually
again,
playing the game.
it doesn't say much to me
I'm taking
if
Dak over
if you're
Joe.
running the ball well
Joe
against
gets
the
in
Dallas
and
defense. Well,
plays a
everybody
bunch of
ran the ball
games,
well
Okay,
last
looks
all
year.
right.
good,
Okay, stop
You
for a
know,
second. Let me
and then
acknowledge.
start off
Shout
the
out to
year. I
Take
don't know.
Cowboys is
You know,
back.
at
See, this
that
is what I
point,
love.
that's different, but
We're seeing so many
both
of the
being
wonderful
healthy,
fans and stuff
I
coming
want
back
Dak
around
in.
and things like Take Cowboys.
We-
And D Moore,
Dak gets
hopefully
hurt.
you got
I
your
hope
shirt. Newhouse
Milton
family, I
does a
see
hell
you
of
in
a
here
job.
too. Let me know if you guys got your shirts.
I
Michael
would
sent them
want
out
him
this
to
past
make it
week
hard for Dak to
and
get
so
his
on.
job
So
back.
hopefully
I
you
need a
That's the
new
guys
way
got
it
shirt.
them.
goes.
Huh?
What is your email, Mark?
That's how Dak got
What is your
his
email?
job.
CowboysMark94@gmail.
Okay.
Cowboys,
But
and you know
as
what?
far
And
as
I tell you what,
today,
Randy,
them both being healthy,
if you ever
who
win
would I
one,
take to start
I'm
my
gonna
team
get the
today?
Manster.
I want Dak on
I'm
the
gonna get his
starting
face
roster.
on it and send you one.
Okay.
They'll say, "Is that you?" No, that's
Maybe it's
Randy.
different had I seen Joe Milton.
I need,
I
I need a t-shirt, Mark, that says the real
in
Momo.
the NFL, but that's
Oh,
Leo.
Lord.
playing against
No
He pretty
Momo.
much
No,
played a
no
preseason
Momo.
game
No
for
Momo.
Week
Okay.
18
And there's
last year.
a fake Momo out
You
there.
know, that was
Yes,
pretty much
it
his
is. It
Oh
preseason
actually
my
game.
is
God!
one out
Now
there.
you know when they start
He did
making
good.
fake momos, you know you've made it. Then, but here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you how different this is. Okay, and I wish Game Time was actually in here because he can back it up. Here's how far the Cowboys have gone. When we signed Paris Campbell, me and all of the Cowboys, mafia out here, we're selling Paris Campbell. Well, Paris Campbell, he didn't really get a chance with Philadelphia, because they got
Right.
A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and everything, so he didn't get a chance. He's a guy who can go deep, We were literally getting excited about Paris Campbell, right?
Yep.
We ain't even hear about Paris Campbell until he got injured in practice yesterday.
Right.
Okay, so a guy that we were looking at and said, "Oh my God, we got Paris Campbell." We were excited about that. He's a guy that probably is not going to make the roster. And we can sit here and talk about Brock Hoffman. We were looking to say, well, Brock Hoffman, he stepped in for like 4 games for Zach Martin. He played pretty good at guard. We're sitting there talking about it may be that they play him at center and they move Cooper Beebe to guard. We were literally talking about that. But then we get Tyler Booker and Brock Hoffman, a guy that we thought might be a starter, is now actually your swing center and guard.
Right.
So from the standpoint of looking at typically what the Cowboys have done, you actually have a little bit more depth. I'm worried about the tackles because Terrence Steele has an ankle sprain, and that lets you know how fragile we are as far as the tackles go.
He was back at practice today, Mark.
Well, then that's great news. But, you have to even look at this and say, last year, we're pulling guys off the street, literally, to be playing. We signed Carl Lawson after the Rams game. Okay, after the Rams game, he was off all off season. He wasn't on anybody's roster or anything else. We brought him in after the Rams preseason game, and he became a starter by week 3. So now you're talking about guys that weren't even considering playing or didn't have a team during this time last year that you had to make a starter. That lets you know how deep the injuries went on your roster. I can look at this and say, I got a lot of guys right now that are going to be players that will be on other teams that may play significant minutes as edge rushers because we have more depth than we've had before. And that may be the difference of this team is you do actually have some depth. I don't know if Miles Sanders is going to be a great running back again. I don't know if Javonte Williams is going to be. But what I've seen from Jaden Blue is a guy who can catch the ball and is a receiving threat. And I know that with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, they're going to clear out a lot. It's going to be difficult to put 8 men in the box if you've got those 2 guys outside. And you're going to be able to open up things for Dak Prescott that he has not had in quite a while.
No, they're going to always forever be the Redskins to me.
But your run game
They'll never be anything other than the
your
Redskins.
run game comparable to the high end teams in regards to being of service to Dak is because
here's the thing though. See, the thing that I look at and say is this. You have Ferguson, who is a good blocker and a good receiver if he's healthy. Brent Ford, Spam, is becoming a good pass catcher as well as a pass blocker. And even Schoonmaker is looking better than he has in the past. You may end up using 12 personnel that will help you to be able to run the football. If, let's say, you get in 12 personnel and they put 8 men in the box, you can pass the ball against that. If they don't put 8 men in the box, you can run out of that. And that's one of those things that you'll be able to do. You're going to see what works for you. And this is where you've got different points of view and different coaches that are going to hopefully help scheme up things better. Clayton Adams is a great offensive line coach, and he's your offensive coordinator. And the things he did with the Arizona's running game, if he can replicate some of that, it may not be as good as that team's was, but it will be better than it was last year. I can say that much.
Right.
And it kind of complements it too. The passing game of getting Pickens in there and having that kind of helps. Complement the running game.
Not spam. Spanford. Okay. See how you Eagle fans?
Look, man. Again, it's interesting watching you all go through the different range of emotions and seeing things. I'm asking these questions because a year from now, at the end of the season or whatever, I want to go back and look at this too.
Okay.
And see, like, okay, see,
I
this
hear
was
you.
the setup.
But it's funny to me how you are up here, looking down on us peasants down here, where you've already got it in your mind that we are the Philadelphia Eagles and we are great and we're automatically going back to the Super Bowl. And the reality is nobody knows what the hell is going to happen. The same thing with Momo. Momo, sorry, buddy. You beat a bunch of stiffs last year, and you even lost to a stiff, Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. If you honestly believe that you're going to replicate what you did last year with that defense against legitimate NFL playoff caliber teams, you're crazy. Every year is different.
So the difference with that, Mark, is that number one, let's not forget, okay, and because you guys don't let me forget, I'm on the hook already. You see where Derek J is right now. I put myself out there the for the Super Bowl, so I'm already there. I'm on record. I am out there, okay?
Okay.
So it's not that we're up here, no, bro. I'm already on the hook. Okay.
I'm on the hook too, Leo.
No. Not like me. Not like me. Okay.
I just want to say,
wait, Momo, wait.
I just had to say this.
Wait, please.
This is
let
important.
me complete the thought. The second part to that is that I've said this oftentimes. You know what I'm saying? Last summer, you all beat me down about acquiring Kellen Moore. Okay? You all told me that we were going to get Kellen Moore, and you all rolled your eyes. Okay, we'll see, Leo. Even when I said, no, I think we're going to, I said Kellen Moore has never had this amount of talent at one time on a football team, to include his time in Dallas. And you all kept saying, don't worry, it's just a matter of time, Leo. Y'all going to get Kellen Moore. That's what you all told me. And then I asked you, well, if you're going to say that, then let's go down the other rabbit hole. And what happens if he's successful? Then we're probably going to end up winning the Super Bowl. And lo and behold, look at what happened. The best part about saying that, the best part about that is that I can go back in your lives and in your videos and go back a year, and there's the proof.
And he may do it again in New Orleans.
You all did do that.
Because the tendencies showed us that. The tendencies, we saw what Kellen Moore did to us. We saw what he did to the Chargers. So his tendency says he was going to mess up. So that's what we was giving you.
He may do it again in New Orleans.
And I remember y'all Eagles fans listened to y'all, saying, oh, that Kellen Moore did all this, but then I kept hearing the mixed stories of, oh, it was really Nick that was calling all these plays and not really Kellen Moore.
No, that's not true.
That's some of the things that I was hearing.
No, but that wasn't true.
But I'm not saying that's true or not, but that's just
I have an important
announcement.
announcement. I have to leave because I just got the phone call ready to get.
No.
Oh, Momo, I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
Momo.
Send in prayers your way, man.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm going to keep you in my prayers, bud.
So sorry.
Sorry, chopping on you earlier.
Sorry, Momo.
Yeah, sorry for chopping, man. This football, man. It's just talk football.
We love you, man, even though we hate your team.
Yeah.
Momo's sister is in hospice, and he lost his brother just a few months before. Yep. And so that was Definitely a call that he didn't really get.
But Leo,
Sending
Yes,
praises
sir.
his way.
Leo, I'm gonna tell you like I told Drew. Dude, I know you're gonna have some repercussions behind this, and I don't care. We're winning NFC East. I'm sorry.
Who?
And I'm gonna tell you, Cowboys winning we're winning the NFC East. And I'm gonna tell you, you gotta look at history, son.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Haven't you noticed? Put your thinking cap on. Haven't you noticed? Whenever y'all either went to the Super Bowl and won, the following year Dallas won the East.
If
There go the tendencies again. Tendencies.
you know what, if that is what you are basing, I'll take it. Okay. Okay, Thomas, I'll take it. You're right.
You haven't spoken to me since, and that's okay. I told Drew and he haven't spoken to me since. Hey, it's gonna happen again, dude.
You know what? The best part about this is that every time y'all tell me something is something's going to happen, particularly when it comes to my team, the best of it happens. So I'll take it. I'll take that, Thomas. Thank you for that. That means I know we're going to win the NFC East, and I know we're going to win this Super Bowl. And I'm glad that that's on record because I've already said it a few times. But I feel like in response to what you just said, I needed to reiterate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, again, we're definitely in two different places in regards to our teams and the way things are in the outlook. You know, again, I'm going into this preseason looking at, I want to know about the depth that we have. I'm excited to see what these youngins are going to be looking like on this defense, because again, with the players that we are replacing, the players we're replacing them with are guys who were already on the team but just weren't starters. You know, a lot of the guys that will be starting this year were actually big contributors throughout the playoffs.
Hey, that's one receipt that I can put in the drawer right here. Just in case if that happened, I'll pull this receipt out of the drawer and we can come back to this date, July 27th.
And I will definitely present myself as such, okay? But again, we're in totally different places to include when it comes to ownership, to include when it comes to coaching. You know, the only thing that's alike is, again, we have a new offensive coordinator, but the good news is this is a guy that was in the building already.
Oh my God!
You know,
I hope your team
and they're all familiar. They have a familiarity with this guy. You know, with Kevin Patullo.
So Cowboys
again,
come out and hand you your lunch money, and that
Exactly.
just starts to snowball.
Not going to
to hell. The arrogance that you guys have, congratulations on last year, but last year has no bearing on what this year is.
We are not. This team is not.
No, that's the
Every team is one player away from disaster, one injury away from it. For all you know, Saquon Barkley could go down, and then Jalen Hurts. I'm not wishing
that
for
sounds
it.
like more of what you're wishing for.
No, I'm not wishing for that. What I'm saying is that's the reality of NFL football. Anybody can go down at any point. And if you ended up having the injuries in the right places, all of a sudden things get bad real quick. And nobody knows. Nobody expected the Commanders to be in the NFC Championship game. And every year there's always a team out of left field that nobody thought was going to do jack crap that does. And there's so many teams, because you could be the San Francisco 49ers who went to the Super Bowl and everybody looked and said, well, that team is ready to go back. They were an overtime away from winning, and the whole season ends up being a disaster, and they even drafted ahead of the Cowboys, as bad as our season was. You just don't know.
I'll say this, Mark. I'm excited. I am genuinely excited to see what A.J. Dillon is going to look like behind this offensive line. I am excited to see what Will Shipley is going to look like in year 2 behind this offensive line. I'm excited to see
Patriots got
what
7
Terrence
rings and don't act
Marshall.
like these
I'm
Eagles.
excited to see what Terrence Marshall is going to look like with this quarterback and this in this offense. Okay, I'm excited to see what Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, and Eli Ricks. I'm excited to see what they look like in this defense. I'm excited to see. Excuse me. I'm excited to see Cooper DeJean playing in the base package in the in the safety spot. I'm excited to see what
I'm gonna be excited to see those young guys going against George Pickens and CD Lamb.
You know what? I'm excited to see what George Pickens is going to look like going against this defense with Dak. I really do. I really want to see, because again, the doubt, it has nothing to do with George Pickens and his ability to play the wide receiver position. The doubt comes in the bigger the game, the more Dak shrinks and makes mistakes. I'm not saying he's the sole reason why you guys lose in the playoffs and everything like that, but I will say this: he has historically been a key contributor to why you guys don't win. Not the sole reason.
I would buy that if all of a sudden, if you could point to me who has played great in the playoffs for the Cowboys. Okay? Because without a running game, chances are you're probably not going to win. Without an offensive line that's playing good, chances are you're not going to win. You get a team that has 14 freaking penalties, chances are you're not going to win. To solely say that the quarterback shrinks in the playoffs, if everybody else was playing good and he was just like, literally throwing it in the dirt with guys that are wide open, I could say, yeah, you're right. He's pissing down his leg.
I just say he was a key contributor. He was like when you name all that stuff, I think the mistake is always not adding Dak's contribution to the problem too. And that part is where when we're
if your team can't snap the damn ball and receivers can't get open and a running backs can't run, what is it you expect your quarterback to be able to do to overcome all that?
You know what? I tell you what, whatever, and you're right. And that is the metric to see that everyone else is judging Jalen Hurts on. If Dak is so good,
because you know what? Here's the difference.
Let's see him.
No,
let's see him
here's
put
the
all on the back and win.
You have actually a team
playoffs.
that, you can look and say, well, shit, Saquon is playing great. You can say, shit, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are getting open. Shit, that offensive line is opening holes and can snap the ball without getting a penalty. Shit, that defense is stopping the run and doing all that. Yeah, Jalen, I need you to do your part. You can look and say, they're not the problem. You can look and say, where do you look at and say, damn, this guy sucked and didn't perform in those games? You can't point to issues that the Cowboys have in the playoffs like the Eagles. You can't. You can't.
But when I said that, I'm talking like when you hear the pundits talking about whether Jalen is or isn't an elite quarterback.
Because it takes 53.
Team. Cool. If it's
and
the
coaching.
team, you know what I'm saying? If then why hasn't why hasn't Joe Burrow?
It's because it takes all
why
53.
Hasn't Josh Allen done it? Why hasn't when you look at
I can say Joe.
when you look at Patrick Mahomes,
I can say Joe Burrow hasn't had the offensive line that the Eagles have had, or the running game.
Okay, but he's had
right or wrong.
He's had stability though.
Stability in having top of the NFL in positions. You get 2,000 yards from your running back.
They didn't have the wide
great receivers and a great offensive line. You're supposed to win a Super Bowl. Who else in the NFL? Who else in the NFL had what the Eagles had on offense last year?
Baltimore.
They didn't have the wide
receivers. They didn't have the receivers.
Zay Flowers. They had
Zay Flowers is
Mark
not A.J. Brown.
No. we're talking comparable, right? We're talking comparable.
It's not.
You know what I'm
That's not
saying? They
If
had a
anybody,
stout
I think it was
defense.
Detroit.
They had a
They
stout
didn't have
running
the
game.
Eagles
I think
defense.
Detroit's
Sorry,
the only
you were
one
the
that
best
had the
team in football
talent
last
like
year.
Eagles last year.
I know
but they got
that,
hurt.
but if you're asking
Everybody
who
else
had
fell short at
a
certain
well,
like talent
Yeah,
wise,
but that's what I'm saying. So like to start
Baltimore.
the season
I still
off.
don't think
If
Baltimore
anybody,
has.
I think Detroit's the only one that had the talent like Eagles
I
last
agree
year,
with you.
but they got hurt.
Right. So no, they
Everybody
didn't
else
have
was
it.
They
No, they
had
didn't have the
to-
talent
they
because
just
the talent
couldn't
was
stay
hurt.
healthy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like to start the season off and everything.
Right. Yeah. No.
They had Austin St. Brown, and they have those running backs and Gibbs there.
Yep. And Montgomery. Yep.
They didn't have the receivers either
They had
because
the
you got to
team.
think
They just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. And then when you look at Kansas City, they had Pacheco. They had
They didn't have the receivers either because you got to think Kelsey was
Worthy,
big, climbing.
Pacheco,
Bryce.
listen, Pacheco was not Saquon.
No, again, what I'm saying to you is that they had comparable talent.
Okay, now
every team.
I tell you what, I will give you Kansas City, and I will give you the Ravens, and I can look at those teams and say Dallas Cowboys haven't had anywhere near the talent that those teams have had in the last 5 years.
So why?
I mean, no, listen to me. Why? Okay, I can't answer why Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones do what they do. Okay,
I was about to say,
that's
so
the
why
bottom.
should I believe?
Listen.
So why should I buy into what you're saying about?
If the Cowboys had done, this is what's maddening about it. In those 12-5 seasons, if the Cowboys said, you know what, we've got Brandon Cooks who's got like 600 yards, we've got CeeDee Lamb 1,700 yards. How about we go get another legitimate wide receiver and add to that mix? And you know what? Let's go in and get ourselves a free agent nose tackle that is a run stuffer, right? If the Cowboys had just done like those two things, you know that those teams would have been a hell of a lot better. The thing about the Cowboys is they have good teams, but they don't have great teams. And you can't put all of it on the quarterback when your defense is giving up 161 yards on the ground. I'm sorry.
But I
You just
pretense,
can't- and
Mark,
when I
I
look at-
pretense
when I
everything
look-
was
when-
saying
you can't
he's not
really-
the sole reason.
Listen, you can't really compare what Jalen Hurts did last year
No,
to
because
Dak
even Tyler
Prescott,
Smith had a down year
because
last
Dak
year. Last
Prescott
year,
had
before Dak
nowhere
got
near
hurt,
the
his
offensive
offensive
line.
linemen were in his lap.
I don't know that other than Tyler
And he was
Smith
throwing off
last
his
year,
back foot.
that there was anybody else on the Dallas Cowboys offensive line that was comparable man for man against the Eagles offensive line.
No, because even Tyler Smith had a down year last year. Last year,
Right.
before Dak got hurt, his offensive linemen were in his lap.
Let me ask you something,
He was
Mark.
throwing off his back foot.
Forget. Let's throw last year out the window, right? Let's throw last year out the window, and let's go with 22. Okay. Where was
You were
that
a top
Philadelphia
5 team,
Eagles
but you weren't a
team
super
considered
team,
a
so
super
Saquon
team then? In comparison to the Dallas Cowboys,
They still had a great offensive line. They had two great wide receivers, and they had a good defense. I didn't say they were a super team, no, but they didn't win the Super Bowl though either.
You
I
were
would
a
say
top five
everywhere
team,
but
you
the
weren't a
defense
super
and the
team,
offensive
so
line.
Saquon doing.
right? So therefore, comparable.
Our trenches
Dallas was closer to the 22 team than they were to last year's team, right?
Without a doubt, they were closer to it.
I would say everywhere but the
But
defense and the offensive
still,
line.
in 22, you still did not have. You know how bad our offensive line was.
Yeah, there
Tyler
was a lot
Smith
of
missed
factors.
almost that whole season.
I know how. I remember how bad your QB played.
Okay, but listen,
Wasn't 22 the year he ran too far? He ran too far and couldn't get set again to run that last play.
Yeah, and the referee spotted the ball 4 times.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
3
that was the
seconds.
same game that we had actually with San Francisco, 3rd and long, and Randy Gregory decided to tackle an offensive lineman and get 15 yards and give him more time too.
And Trayvon Diggs dropped the interception that nobody.
And Trayvon Diggs had the opportunity to go ahead and take the ball away from George Kittle and didn't. Okay, you can go through and say all kinds of different spots that people didn't perform in. The reality is it's still a team sport. And your
San
team
Francisco
has a
defense.
great team around Jalen Hurts.
And what was so bad about that, Mark, was it would have been 4th down and we would have gotten the ball back.
Yeah.
They're good field.
Yeah. It would have. And that would
And
make
it
all
ain't
the
that I said
difference in
he's
the world.
better. I said I like Gibbs over. I think they both are slightly different.
I
I think
just because I'm seeing the setup
more
here,
talent.
you know, and I'm just, you know, like I just want to make sure that I don't leave any stone unturned, so that when you guys are let down again, I just want to make sure going into the season we cover all these things.
I think Saquon
the what
is more
ifs and the hypotheticals and all that stuff. Hence why my line of questioning. That's all.
Well, you are really cocky, ain't you?
Yes, I am, Thomas. I am. You see this right here? You see this right here? It makes it
last year.
This makes it so.
Last season's the champ.
It says
no.
licks.
It makes it so.
That y'all won last season.
This right here makes it so.
You know, when all the stepping away, I want you to be here.
That's a bullseye.
I was wrong, and I'm sorry because I did it wrong and I was talking cocky.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so Leo, let me go back to this game for a second here. Okay,
Sure.
So we were talking about the Cowboys
Running
losing
games,
23-17. You realize that my quarterback was sacked 5 times in that game, right? So does that say that was that all the quarterback? Right? Was that the quarterback?
No.
Okay.
No.
So my lead dog running back, Zeke Elliott, averaged 2.6 yards per rush and had 31 yards. 1 yards from Zeke on 12 carries. Dak had 4 carries for 27 at least. Tony Pollard had 4 carries for 14 yards. Okay, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do those 2 things right there affect the quarterback's play?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just asking because, and then on this game, the team had 14 penalties.
Yep.
14 penalties.
But what was the QB play like too?
He had 254 yards passing, 23 out of 43. Okay,
23 for 43.
Yeah, 1 TD, 1 interception, between being sacked 5 times and having 41 yards rushing by his running backs.
Hence why our preference, everything was saying.
What it do, O's man? What it do?
The sole reason, but I do consider him a key contributor.
If you are one-dimensional, you've got no threat whatsoever in your running game, and you have 14 penalties and you're sacked 5 times, what is that guy supposed to do? He did throw for 254 yards, and he also ran for 27 yards. When your
but
other 2 running backs ran
43 times.
Yeah, 43 times because you were one-dimensional because you could not run the football.
Mark, Saquon Barkley only had in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and guess what? That is 60 yards. That's more than the Cowboys had as a team in the game. And here's the thing. The reason why he only had 60 yards was Kansas City said, we may lose the game, but we're not going to let Saquon be the reason. We are going to put 8 men in the box to stop him. Flat out.
And
nobody
got those rushing yards.
And nobody did that with getting worried about the Cowboys running game. You didn't worry about Tony Pollard and Zeke, both of which, mind you, Tony Pollard that season ended up dealing with plantar fasciitis, and Zeke Elliott hyperextended his knee in the middle of the season and was never the same guy running the football.
Okay, Mark, what about 20? What about 21?
21?
That was a COVID year. It sucked.
Can I ask y'all something?
Yeah.
What has this got to do with this year? I mean, we're talking about games that were 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you, what I think for this year is why I'm like, okay, how are you guys this level of optimistic when
I
in
didn't
years
say.
past.
What are you talking about? Okay, because I tell you what. Because Dak Prescott, when he's made it through a season, the team's never had a losing record.
When he's what?
When he's made it through a whole season, the team has never had a losing record. I can say that much. I have not said that the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I can be optimistic and say the Cowboys will win 3 or 4 games in my division. I can easily say that because that guy has owned the NFC East. And I know that team, granted they haven't won the Super Bowl, has won 12 games multiple times. So when you say optimistic, what am I supposed to be here? Oh man, we're going to win 3 games. We're going to suck ass. What the hell are you talking about?
No.
I've gone on board and saying a successful
We're
season from
optimistic
what we
because we
had
watched a
last
team
year
that did
with all new
absolutely
coaches
nothing
and new
last year.
players is about a 10-11 win season and making the playoffs. So
Same
what
here.
are you talking about optimistic? I'm not sitting here saying we're going to be a Super Bowl champion. You're trying to make shit that isn't there up.
No, I'm not, Mark.
No, I mean seriously. I don't know how you can be optimistic. I'm optimistic they will be better than last year.
Okay.
That is a
We got
safe
worse
assumption
after
to
that
say
game.
that
We have
they
to
will be
be.
better
I'll
with
tell you
Dak
why.
Prescott than Cooper Rush.
We have to be more optimistic because the Green Bay game killed everything that we thought we had.
Yes.
And then after that, we didn't change head coaches. We didn't change play. We lost 9 of our starters.
We got
We
worse
honestly
after that
knew
game.
after New Orleans whipped our ass last year, we weren't going to go nowhere. Period.
I am going
I'm not
Leo,
saying we're
when
going to win
your
a Super
team
Bowl.
does not win the Super Bowl, I'm going to play that clip over and over and over. I'm literally going to put that on a loop and just have it as a live stream day after day.
And when we win the Super Bowl, are you going to play that clip on a loop and have it
I
on
will.
day after
Same
day?
thing. It's going to be played.
Okay, so
But then wants to go against them.
I want you to keep that energy. We got it recorded. When we win the Super Bowl, you're going to go ahead and keep that clip on loop.
I like how you say tendencies.
Yeah.
This is Football Talks with the NFC
There
East
hasn't
on Mark Holmes'
been
channel.
repeat winner in the
I'm
NFC
part of his
East
community, so I'm able to join in on the
in a
conversation.
long time.
So I allow.
Absolutely.
What I do is I make you
And
guys
who
a
was
part
the
of
last
as well by
repeat
having
winner?
you guys on my live.
But we talking tendencies.
Yeah, but who was the last repeat winner?
To win the Super Bowl or the NFC?
Oh, wow.
NFC East Championship.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, it's like
We were the last team to win the Super Bowl back to back.
I'll go on
That was
record
years
and say,
ago.
Mark, I'll add to that and say we will win the NFC East again.
You know, actually, what would be better is for the bird section, and it'll probably help your channel grow quite a bit, is when they don't repeat as Super Bowl champions, that you actually put it on a loop, because then everybody will come to your channel and watch.
I think you're right, Mark. I do. I think you're right.
Because I get people all the time tell me when they're feeling down and sad, they watch me fall off my
I'm
chair.
actually a part of the
I'm one
call.
of those people that
I'm
tells you
actually
that.
on,
I
like,
do.
my
I watch
images.
it at least once a
You
week.
can see my mouth.
Once or
Exactly.
twice a week, I watch it. It makes me feel
My
good.
image is right here,
It
right
makes
now.
me feel like yes, I knew like I had sometimes the guy who fell off the seat
wanna go
and
upstairs
who
and
was
get
going
it? So,
crazy. I even
Dude.
crack up when I see your wife
You need to stop.
sneak up behind you or sneak
go
up while
upstairs
you're
and get
away,
it.
and she takes that damn bottle.
No,
She knew
no. The
what
best,
was happening.
The best
That was
one,
funny.
No. The very
That
best
was funny.
The very best one
It's
is
fine.
me and her riding down the road, and she sees.
And she couldn't stop laughing. Oh
and
my
she
God!
fine right
literally
there. It
just
ain't hurt
laughed.
nothing.
It just
Yeah,
kept looking at me.
yeah.
Just cracking.
And you kept going.
I'm done.
You
I'm
were
done. I'm
under
not
the
going to laugh
pillows and
anymore.
look
And
under
just
the
continue
blanket.
to laugh for just the whole way
It's in
down
there.
the road. So yeah, but that's okay.
Yes, but I do in fact watch. I do in fact watch those videos. You know, I watch Capizzle. I watch Capizzle cry over us getting Devontae. Thank you, Dallas, for doing that with us. You know, I watch and I think it's all gold for me. And so seeing
My bad,
you
Chad.
all
My
go
bad. I
through
didn't mean to click
the
that.
range of emotions and us having these conversations, that's what I think is actually going to end up shaking out this year.
Okay.
Having you watching
I think
you
it'll be
guys
different
into
this
the
year.
different range of emotions.
I don't know when, Leo, but your time is coming.
And you know what? And until then, I'm just gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. Okay. Again, I think you guys are being set up for another failure. You know, I think,
How is
and
wait,
that's
hold on. How is it a failure when nobody's picking us to be anything? How is it a failure?
no.
Actually,
It's you. It's you guys. It's your fan
hold on.
base.
The over and under, I think, moved up to 8.5 at least.
I don't
Bleacher
no,
Report.
Mark, listen to me. I can give less than a damn about the betting odds.
Yeah, I don't know if you
All
want to
I
drink
am
that,
listening to is this Cowboy fan base.
Old milk.
And I because I always want to know.
And what have I said?
How is
What
it
have
that
I
you guys
said?
end up getting to where you are? I even watched when you stood up inside the state, the Dallas Stadium, and screamed at the top of your lungs, "Thank you, Jerry!"
And I'm still doing the same thing because I still can't stand Jerry.
Y'all got your asses kicked.
Dang, bro, you almost sound like we're like you saying what you were saying, man. Like you're gonna win the next 3 Super Bowls. That's what you kind of like sound like. You're saying that we're saying.
Yeah, and
I don't think you guys. That's the sad part, Chris. I don't think you guys hear yourselves, which is why you know what, Chris. Go back and look at some of the old.
I have. And yeah, I have to eat crow. And I told you that I ate crow on the offensive coordinator about your running game. You had Saquon, and obviously that helped majorly. I didn't think your run fits would fit. I said that just because of our experience. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing.
And remember, I said I found it kind of interesting. One of the things that I noticed was last year, because of the consecutive years,
they took everything away from us.
Particularly the way you guys lost.
A team that we thought was good got beat down by Green Bay
the fan base
in the
as a
playoffs,
whole,
and then we got worse
heck of a lot longer to come back than it did. And I've noticed that you guys
because there was no energy last year, bro. It was like a dead horse every week, kicking a dead horse.
A team that we thought was good got beat down by Green Bay in the playoffs, and then we got worse after
Tracy
that
says
because
hello,
we got
David.
rid of power.
Yeah,
So we got worse than we were in the Green Bay game.
Well, no, the best
nothing about it last year. There was
one of the best parts is watching Mark Holmes and Game Time Brian setting up for the day's games, and Game Time said, "Mark, are you gonna go? Are you gonna check it? Are you gonna actually go out and watch the game?" And you said, "Well, Game Time, for shits and giggles, I did check to see what flight prices were going to look like and everything, just because I wanted to see." And then when Green Bay,
all right, it's been 2 hours now.
That was
okay. Leo,
you got a super chat.
That's David Wiley. It's grilling time. Shout out to David Wiley. Appreciate you there as a channel member. We're going to be back at the man cave for a lot of games this year. All right, so Leo, thank you for blow-baiting a whole lot of hot air into the chat and all that, and being the prized possession that you are. And let me say, for Momo, who just lost his sister, for everybody to send prayers his way. Momo is definitely kind of like Leo-esque and stuff, where he's very, very opinionated, but he's still good people.
Yeah, Momo, you're good people, man. I just had to bust your chops about football. That's all.
Yeah,
it's never personal. It's just football.
But on Leo, but Leo, it's
we're
personal.
with you, man. We send our prayers out to you.
I'll take it, Mark. I'll take it. Remember, I'm gonna have this on loop every day, right?
Yeah.
For the
They
whole
look like you were in a hotel.
Yeah, we'll have it on loop there. All right, good people. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna go spend some time with the missus because we're actually here on vacation. Actually, I want to see what she's
I've eaten
done.
a lot of raccoon.
Oh, what? Shut up, Jerry.
It looked like we were in a hotel.
Jerry, we don't care that you've eaten a lot of raccoon.
Thanks, Drew.
Check out the Sky Whale, Mark.
The Sky Wheel? Okay.
Where are you, Mark, anyway?
In hell with you in the chat.
An undisclosed location.
I'm in Myrtle Beach. I tell you what was great last night was actually We were going to Big Mike's. It's a soul food restaurant that we're told is really, really good. That's around the corner. So we were going in the elevator to walk over there and get some food. And I'm in the elevator, and this guy looks at me. He's like, "You're Margos. I watch you."
Hell
And
yeah,
his
Noah.
wife goes, "You? I hear you all the time." And I was like, "I'm sorry." Sorry. But no, it was actually really cool that, from time to time, it just blows me away that people actually recognize me. And I have to say, I appreciate everybody, all the support and everything else, and people coming in. We have over 200 people in the chat right now on one channel and 25 on the other. I appreciate everybody being here. And contrary to what Leo said,
our defense is looking good.
I don't think the Eagles are going to be as good as he thinks. And I think the Cowboys will be better than advertised. So I have hopes for both of those things. And we will be definitely checking in on everything with the Cowboys practice. And hopefully nobody got hurt. And Micah gets signed. So. Yeah. All righty, good people. Right. We are out of here.
I'm going to drop that down.
Let's turn out the lights.
Bye, everybody.
The party's over. Let me take it off the screen for a second, chat. All right. Good things must end. All right, there we go. Now, Alice. Why is my computer not typing? I'm pushing the keyboard. Why is my computer not typing? Because I am pushing the keyboard. There we go. See if I can find some training camp videos today, because there are some. Like Dallas Cowboys have been putting out videos, so where are they? Hold on. Go ahead and put it up here. It'll load. If it'll load, there you go. There you go. All right. Like, why can't I hear him? I got my earbud in. I had the wrong mode. I had the earbud in from my phone.
Just a few miles from
did not have my earbud in.
Harbor, the Cowboys are back
for the
in
video.
California. It's the first special edition of the 2025 season as training camp is
Yeah.
underway
That's
at the
good.
River Ridge Sports Complex. Welcome in, everybody.
Yeah, man, we've been hearing a lot about Donovan Izaraku in training camp, wrecking force as a defensive lineman.
Alongside Isaiah Stanback
and
Barry
the amount of the amount of takeaways and turnovers the Cowboys have been getting on defense, like I said earlier in the video, it is absolutely notable. So I'm going to go ahead and play some of this. I don't know if any of this video has training camp in it or not. Here's Tyler Smith.
You think guys have a little chip on their shoulder?
Realistic goal. Because we can win the Super Bowl. Like, why not? Why can't we win? Do you think it's unrealistic?
You think the roster is in place to do that?
I think it is in place to do that, yes, sir.
You think guys have a little chip on their shoulder? Especially guys who are...
They're starting left guard right there.
Do. I mean, last year's campaign is obviously not at all how we wanted it to go. You know, a lot of unfortunate things happen, but ultimately this year is a new opportunity, and we're going to attack it the way we need to attack it. And like I said, the goal remains the same. Like, we want to be world champions, like, and that's where we're at.
Love to see the confidence from the offensive line. Confident offensive linemen are nothing new to Special Edition. Nate,
Kyle
you once a
Yost,
confident
check.
offensive
Jesse
lineman. What do you
Hawley,
think
Nate
about
Newton.
Tyler
Three of
Smith's
these guys are
expectations,
ex-Cowboy
and what are
players.
your
Jesse Hawley
expectations?
in the middle with the long
I
dreads.
think
Nate
Tyler
Newton,
Smith
Hall
should
of
believe the
Famer.
way they believe. I believe
And Barry
bringing in
Church,
George
safety,
Pickens,
wide
bring
receiver.
your first round pick Tyler Booker. Hey, confidence should be how you address some needs that need to be handled. But for me, until I see this team getting some pads, until I see them go after the Rams, until I see what the preseason bring, because you have to bond, you always have to gel, and how quick would that?
What up, Philly Matt? What it do? What it do? Welcome through. This is a perspective of the. These are obviously this is Nate Newton, Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion for the offensive line. He was a guard in the offensive line for the Cowboys. So we're getting his perspective on what he thinks in training camp. Same with Jesse Hawley, who was a wide receiver, not Hall of Fame, and Barry Church, safety, who is not a Hall of Famer. Barry Church, I believe, did win a Super Bowl, though, with Kansas City after he left us. But I still don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Be with Dak coming off this injury that he had, a terrifying rip off his hamstrings.
But this is the insight that they're talking about coming out of the building. So this isn't like the mainstream media talking about Cowboys. This is what the Cowboys are saying about the Cowboys.
So my expectations are mid to low, and I just hope these guys can believe in themselves.
Yeah, for me, Kyle, I love the confidence of what Tyler Smith is saying out there. I mean, you always want to have a confidence, especially in the offensive line. But for me, the expectations rely fully on the health of this team. If this team can remain healthy, and that's a huge ask, seeing as though a lot of these players have gone down in the past couple of years. But if they can remain healthy, I believe they're too explosive offensively not to be just a 10-win team. They got a chance to win a division, in my opinion. Then you bring Matt Eberflus along as well, who's going to get this defense right. So if this team can remain healthy, I see it at the very minimum, a 10-win team.
And who else says the same thing? I think I say the same thing as Barry Church. I've been saying if we stay healthy, minimum 10 wins. That's my opinion. Obviously, Barry Church agrees with my opinion.
Ooh, 10 wins on that thing. Okay, I'm with you, BC.
Jesse Hawley,
my expectation is this. I think that these guys should have the mentality that Tyler Smith has. I agree with you, Nate Newton, on that regard.
Now, Jesse Hawley is more of a pessimistic than an optimistic. You can tell just by his previous videos. He's going to always try to keep it real with you.
The thing is, if you're the Carolina Panthers, you should have that confidence. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you have that confidence. If you dog on the Cowboys, you better have that confidence because that is an expectation every time you step into a locker room, every time you step into the field. My expectation for them is to be in the 1 or 2 slot in this division. We know the NFC East is very competitive. I believe that there's going to be at least 2 teams that go out of this division to go to the playoffs. So as long as they can find their way in that groove, I think that they'll be in a position to make the playoff run.
So also with Jesse Hawley appears to think that we are going to be no less than second place, which is what I've also been saying. I think that we either get first place this year in our division or the Eagles repeat, which I see to be less likely. I do not consider Washington and I do not consider the Giants, in my opinion, to be able to take that number 1 or 2 slot. Who Washington played last year was a bunch of nobodies. They played a bunch of below-average teams and lucked with a lot of wins. They're not going to have that same schedule. They're going to have a much tougher schedule this year, and I do not see them being able to repeat because I also feel that Jaden Daniels will have some type of sophomore slump.
There's the confidence level from Tyler Smith,
no
Barry
defense.
Church, Isaiah Stanback, and Nate Newton. But what does it sound like from Jerry Jones?
Tyler's one of the most intelligent guys in the NFL.
Nobody cares what
if
this
he's thinking
man
that
has
way,
to
I'll
say. If
go
he was
right
crying
on with
right
it.
now,
But
Noah, I would take a picture and make
I
it
think
an
that
emoji.
we've addressed many areas that bit us. As I look at what last year was about, having Dak under center is a good place to start.
If the Cowboys are going to reach those high expectations, they're
Cowboys
going to have to
offense
do
with
so
Prescott
with
as a
the
starter, 5th, 3rd, 1st. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. Like I said, I think we're going to average somewhere because I think George Pickens is easily worth 3 points a game. To me, 27 I think we'll bump up to 30 this year. I think we'll have a 30-point game average. Yards per game, we were first at 257. I think we could stay around that same range, maybe 280. And then passing touchdowns, 48's a good number. I mean, that's a good number. Not only your team, Noah, not only your team, all season long, go look at who the Washington Redskins really beat. They literally had one or two really tough competition, maybe 3 games last year that they had a real stiff competition. Everybody else, the teams, we weren't expecting them to do anything. Those teams that they beat, and one of them wasn't my team, and we still beat them one time. And we almost beat them the second time. We almost swept Washington last year with a bad team that we had. So, I mean, I'm not worried about Washington like they want us to be. I just ain't. I've been in this division now for 30 years as a fan, and I've seen Washington about now 3, at most 4 times be very good. And then they fall off for about 10 years. So that could change. I know they're going through new ownership and everything like that, but I just, I'm going to go with what history dictates.
Offense leading the way. That's the biggest thing right now. You have to lead the way on the offensive side of the football, and they've done so with Dak Prescott and company over the last couple of seasons. There's a new play caller and a new head coach in Brian Schottenheimer, but what are the expectations for Dak, Barry, whenever it comes to him getting back to his MVP level and the type of play he had in 2023?
Look, I believe Dak Prescott's going to hit the ground running. I mean, you got 2 explosive weapons on the outside, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that are going to be able to stretch the field. The thing that I want this offense to do, especially coming into this season, is they got to establish some type of running game. We understand when it comes to Dak Prescott, he's at his best when he has a balanced attack.
Dude, if Dak Prescott has a 100-yard rusher in a game, it's almost I think he almost has no losses. As long as we have a running back that runs 100 yards in the game, or 85, it's either 85 or 100 yards a game. If we have a rusher that runs 85 to 100 yards a game, Dak does not lose. Period.
Can use that play action
Stats
to
don't
exploit
lie,
that
right?
secondary
That's
on the
a stat
opposite
you can
side of the
look up.
football. But when you talk about Dak, this is a pros. He has that connection with CeeDee Lamb already. If he can get that connection going with CeeDee Lamb, the sky's the limit for Dak Prescott and this offense.
You said it right there, BC. It's all about the run game. Anytime Dak Prescott has an effective and an efficient running game, he is one of the most dangerous passers in this game. We know that he can sit behind their protected line, or what we call now the Great Wall of Tyler, because the 3 first-round Tylers are on the front line, and throw the rock around.
That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy to me. That we have 3 first-round Tylers on our O-line. Tyler Booker, Tyler Guyton, and Tyler Beebe. It's just crazy. Or Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker, and Tyler Guyton. Left guard, left tackle, and right tackle. All named Tyler. It's wild.
We know about George Pickens. We know
draft.
about CeeDee Lamb. We know about Jake Ferguson. We know these guys can get the rock out and get it in these playmakers' hands. But can they run the ball effectively every single time? And I believe that with the addition of the assistant coaches on the offensive line front, that being their specialty, I believe that, along with the draft picks that you have and the guys that you have
If
on
you
the
look
front
at
line,
one thing you're going to notice about all these clips tells you that our O-line was not solid last year. Dak Prescott has a defender on him every clip so far that we've seen. We can go back. This is the 3rd one. We can go back to all 3 of them. All 3 of them, he has a defender in his face, and that was his constant last year. That man literally either had his O-line in his lap or was having to throw off his back foot because he could not get a good step into his throw. What misinformation, Messi? What misinformation?
they are going to be very effective. Whether that's Williams running the ball, Sanders running the ball, or
I told you they had like 3 teams. They had like 3 teams that were hard competition. Hello again.
Barry Church running the ball. It doesn't matter. I think there's going to be an effective running game, and I think there's going to be a lot of splash plays, which are going to allow for play action, and that is what Dak does best.
Don't sleep on Barry Church running the ball.
I got the moves.
Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Nate, what do you think?
It's like every
you
play,
can talk
bro.
about it, but you got to build about it, and that means you have to practice it. And we need to see it in practice.
that
On
was a
this
fairly
coming
clean
Sunday,
throw.
we need to see
So
these
there's a
guys
clean throw.
out there practicing. When we go against the Rams in the
Look for a
inner squad,
touchdown.
we have to see 2 or 3 run periods, starting with the inside run, then starting with the outside run. You have to run the ball. You don't want to get into a game and start practicing the run. That is the wrong time. Preseason should be at least 50% run and 50% pass. That is when I know you're truly going to run the ball.
And that intra-squad scrimmage Tuesday, August 5th between the Cowboys and the Rams out in Oxnard. When we come back on Special Edition, just how much will the defense look different from year number 1 and 2 of this defensive unit? And will Micah Parsons be a part of it? Next.
Look at old Nate Newton, 1991.
Man, you like summer camp?
Big boy, the restaurant really named a burger after this man.
Yeah, I
in
love
Dallas.
it. Hey, Coach.
How you feel?
I feel good, Coach.
Looking good.
I'm getting on the film, man. You know I'm gonna be looking good. Looking good.
I feel like this camp is going great so far. It's real physical.
It's very church.
I mean, this is the most physical camp I started out for in my 4 years here, and it's probably going to elevate more as long as everybody stays healthy. No, when you have great trainers such as Britt Brown and Jim, I mean,
Britt Brown, shout out Britt Brown, that's the best to do it. What up, 18 mile per hour? That's cool, bro. Glad to know. Make sure everybody stays away from 18 mile per hour. Motherfucker stinks. I just finished a fat ass plate of spaghetti. What the fuck do these kids get? What should I say? Right, bro? That's why I'm like, yo, wait. Oh, man, make sure everybody stays away from your stanky ass.
You got to start it over, Barry. I mean, that was before the media days. That was before all the training. Giving a shout out to both Britt and Jim, who are still a part of the Cowboys organization. Here's the thing, Isaiah. You're not getting off scot-free, but you've made your name as a media mogul. So let's throw it all the way back. How about let's go to the magical year of 2022. Look at that focus on the sideline from Isaiah Stanback as he's watching practice.
That's
You're ready to get back
Stanback,
out
not
there, aren't
Jesse
you?
Holly.
Do you see the stands though? It look like in somebody's window during Christmas time.
It's official.
In there, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I like
that is Isaiah.
Back alongside Isaiah, Barry, Nate, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Nate, I'll start with you on this one. Micah Parsons has been a topic of conversation throughout the entire offseason. That is the same out there in Oxnard. I mean, what is the importance of getting his deal done? And just how important is it for him to be out there?
From what Mr. Jones says, it's not that important, and it's not a must-do thing at this point because he's under contract for, I think, a little bit over $24 million. So what I think they want to see is him being here, being the leader. He's running out on the field with the team. He's stretching with the team. He's doing things with the team. He's helping periodically in certain situations. So I think they just want to see that from him. They want to, you hear a lot of things what this kid ain't and how selfish he may be, but I'm thinking he's trying to make a change for the betterment of the team because, Shotty asked for them to love on each other a little bit more. The contract will get done. Mr. Jones, if he wants somebody, Barry, he will get them.
That is a fact, and it's not a will the deal get done. It's just when the deal will get done. And I love how Parsons is playing the game because he's a leader both on and off the field. He's putting the onus on the organization to get the job done. He's showing up, showing out, and making sure he's there for his teammates, and that's what leaders do with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not worried by any means at all. I think that Micah Parsons is there doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's been doing it all offseason. He's going to get his big payday. His pocket's going to be heavy like a Chevy.
It's going to happen at some point. That's the biggest thing right now, is trying to figure out one way or the other when that contract will hit and if it'll happen before, of course, the regular season comes to fruition. But he is out there in Oxnard, and he's participating on the sideline. When we come back, we go back out to the West Coast. Nick Eatman catches up with the front office. Stephen Jones sits down for a one-on-one interview.
This segment was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
That looks like Chargers versus Vikings, if you ask me. That shit looks like Chargers versus
This
Vikings.
segment is brought to you by the NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan.
That looks like LA Chargers.
The calm waters of
Chargers are the
Oxnard, California.
AFC,
not
aren't
so
they? There's some
calm
green
when the
in it too,
Cowboys
though. I
show
don't know,
up, because there
green
are
and red
storylines
kinda throw it
abundant. And
off.
with more on that, Nick Eatman sits down with Stephen Jones.
There's too many
Man,
colors
sure
in it.
It's refreshing to see CD having
There's too many
another
colors
guy on
in it.
that other side of George
Sure.
Pickens that you just have to worry about.
Well, CD's just, hats off to him to start with. He's really developing leadership skills, certainly embraces having Pickens out there. As he said, he's certainly not a 2, he's a 1 as well. We both just play either side.
at old
and
Stephen Jones.
JT's doing a great job, Tolbert is, in terms of, picking up right where he left off last year after a great year last year. Certainly great to have Mingo and the rest of the crew that we have out there. I don't, same thing, if I go to naming guys, I'll leave someone out.
Right.
But Flournay's doing a great job out there, and really like that receiving core we have.
On your
are they?
offensive line, it's the first time in 15
You don't
years
think they're
you don't
gonna have
have
that
a,
other
a,
color in their
Tyron or a
alternative?
Travis or Zach Martin
Because
in
I'm
there.
pretty sure they still have
still got
that
some
light
quality
blue
players,
as an alternative.
starting with Tyler Smith.
I remember LaDainian
but
Thompson
does
wearing
it feel
light blue
weird
too, I
to see
thought.
this offensive line and not see some of those faces that we've used to seeing?
Certainly. I mean, you're talking about Hall of Fame type players when you're talking about Tyron Smith there at the center position, and fully expect him this league before and know what it takes to win. But
when we come back, we're out there in Oxnard having conversations with guys like Tyler Guyton, who are in the middle of a position battle. He specifically at left tackle. What were you saying to Guyton there, and is that the type of position battle you're looking out for?
Yes, because I think him and Austin Richards is into a battle with outside, with Austin Richards from the outside looking in at Terrence Steele. I'm thinking Austin Richards can play both of those positions, so I hope they give him a chance. But back to Tyler Guyton, he walked up to me during practice and said, "Hey, I heard what you said on your podcast," and he said, "Man, a lot of that is true. I played. I didn't take guys around the horn and run them around the horn. They got me on the inside a little bit, and after a while, I started to lose confidence. And he asked me, to stay with him after practice, and I told him I don't have to do that. And I gave him a quick 30 seconds.
I ain't even seen all the new
What
uniforms.
he's doing wrong, and I just tell him it's all mental up here. You have the athletic
I'll have
ability,
to
you
look it
have
up.
the skills, but now you have to see yourself do it. You have to come out on this field and work on it every day." And he still grabbed me and said, "Hey, man, I still want you to work with me." I said, "I'm free to do it, my friend, because I'm out here for the betterment of the Cowboys, because y'all know I'm a homer, Isaiah."
I know. Yeah, the trenches are extremely important, exactly with the team or the unit that I'm talking about, and that's the running back room. I mean, who's going to take over this running back room? I mean, you got 4 cats out there. You got Javonte Williams, Alfred Blue, Miles Sanders, and you can't forget about Club 42 member Deuce Vaughn. But I don't want to hear nothing about running back by committee. We're going to use guy in between the tackles. I need a bell cow back there. Talked about it in the earlier segments. This offense is best when it's balanced. We need somebody to go ahead and take control of that running back.
And just for clarification, you mean Jaden, running back.
Jaden Blue.
That's okay. Alfred Blue played for a long
Yeah,
time. He
I
played
see the
same
Chargers.
position. Isaiah, what are some of the position battles you're looking at?
It's okay. Barry said bell cow. You probably can get a calf out of there. But either way, it
Browns
work.
changing theirs up.
I'm
They got a
going more to the
brown
defensive end
helmet
position.
now.
We obviously know that the number 1 spot is with Micah Parsons, but who's going to play opposite of him? Who's going to be able to
Doo-doo
elicit
Brown
that
at
pressure
that.
that you need opposing Micah Parsons? Well, all of a sudden you have your boy Dante Fowler Jr. back,
Commanders,
coming back for his season with Washington,
Saints,
and Dan Quinn. He had
and
10.5
Steelers.
sacks sacks. That's his second most sacks he's had in his career. Then you also went ahead and drafted Donovan Ezeraku. You also have Marshawn Nealon that you've invested in. You also have Sam Williams that's coming back. So you have a whole bunch of guys. You just picked up a James Houston from Detroit, who's also going to be coming into the fold and trying to find his career again. There's a lot of competition for that number 2 spot. What's that rotation look like, and who's going to be able to get to the QB?
Well, and all three of those guys have had really good starts to camp. Williams, Ezeraku, and of course that third name you mentioned there in Marshawn Nealon. When we come back on
blue face mask.
Special edition, Oxnard provides a lot of storylines. What are we going to look for this weekend as the football is back?
This segment was brought to you by Salvation Army, doing the most good. Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Play the games of Texas with the Texas Lottery. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV.
I don't know how accurate this video is either. I may have to go look it up later. Because I don't really know what he's saying.
Special edition presented by AT&T was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. And by
California, we wrap.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be Dak's new weapon, and that's George Pickens. I mean, we see that this team has 2 number 1s on the outside. I'm looking forward to see the timing between George Pickens and Dak Prescott is on point, because if it is, the sky's the limit for this offense.
Well, I'm going into the trenches with the big fellas. I'm looking at Mozzie Smith. We're looking at what he's been doing. Hasn't had much production on the field as of yet, but they went ahead and drafted 2 people to go ahead and start put some pressure on him. Let's see if he can turn it up with some competition right behind him.
Is he under the most pressure out of anybody on this football team going into 2025?
Yes, absolutely. Being a first-round pick and not having had much of any production this to date, yeah, he has to be looking over his shoulder right now. Pressure's hot.
Former first-round pick. He's got a lot on his shoulders, and he's lost some weight this offseason, which has actually been kind of either a controversial or an encouraging storyline, depending on who you talk to.
I ain't watched that movie yet.
Forward for the Cowboys. One thing I'm looking forward to is the blue and white practice coming up on Sunday. We're going to have that.
So, shit, that's today. Blue and white practice happens today. Tomorrow is open practice, open practice, open practice, open practice. Oh, so August 5th with the Rams. All right. Go back. And I thought they had other videos. Unless they're posted from another channel, but I could have swore. I could have swore that I saw a couple videos the other day. Okay. Storylines on Cowboys, 2 days ago, yesterday, storyline. I'm not exactly sure. Y'all weird. Let's see what Law Nation has to say. He's over there at training camp. Shout out to Law Nation. Y'all like this video, this clip? Go check out Law Nation Sports.
Drops back. He throws it to the direction of 88. You just got to take my word for it that he passed it to him, right? All right, so this is Dak Prescott again. Free play, shotgun, drops back, and he throws it to my guy, Jake Ferguson, who's been having a great camp so far. Dak under center now. Hunter Lukey is the fullback, and of course you see the deep back as being Javonte Williams.
They've been running plays with Hunter Lipke, kind of like in a role like Kyle Juszczyk plays in practice, I've been hearing.
And he's your power back as well. And you can't get him down with just one arm. It's just a good cutback read here, and we're seeing just that. All right, now this is my guy, Joe Milton, 242. It's hard to see him, but he's been having quietly a real good camp, and as well as 89. He's been having a good camp out here as well. All right, Joe Milton is able to climb and run. Now, if that read is gone, he's going to utilize his legs. He is a guy that got a strong arm, of course. Just got to work on a few mechanics, but I'm quite sure that he will get it right down the stretch. Jadon Blue with the run here. This is, again, Joe Milton rolling to his right, throwing it. Watch this snag. Just nasty with it.
Grab.
Jadon Blue with the grab.
That's the wide
Just
receiver that made that catch.
Now,
I mean, my bad. That's the running back that
hearing
made that catch. Jadon Blue.
This is a brave 49er fan to come and watch the Dallas Cowboys camp, and he get his boos. Even though he's on the youthful side, you're going to get booed when you come into Cowboys camp with all of that red on, right? Here's Dak Prescott shotgun. All right, putting the ball in the belly of Miles Sanders with a nice run. And keep in mind, this is not a
This had to have been yesterday, because today they're supposed to have been full pad.
A leg up a little bit on the offense. I just got 2 wishes. I know Ray J had 1 wish, but I got 2 of them. Can we stop the run, and can we run the ball? Those are my 2 wishes. Hopefully, we can get both of them for the 2025 season. Y'all let me know what's your 2 wishes as it relates to this offense and defense. All right, Will Greer rolls out to his right, and he gets there to the edge. Okay, big, deep throw, but it's incomplete. Pickens tried to make the adjustments on the ball. Of course, he didn't come down with it, but he did connect with Dak Prescott a few times later on a few series here. Dak to the flat, which is not bad at all. All right, so here's Dak Prescott once again, drops back, scans, look left, throws left, and of course there you got Pickens, and he's going to connect again with him. And this is something that you're going to have to pay attention to out there on the field. Just automatic. You can't play that soft coverage. He's going to take.
Man, you already know the answer to that. No, you
and
know who
shout
that
out to
is.
Pickens on that play. Here's Dak Prescott, throws it on a underneath pattern to my guy Cavante Turpin, who's having a hell of a camp as well. All right, your deep safety. You see Wanye climbing down inside. They don't like what they seeing, so they try to make the necessary adjustment to throw it away. There's Milton on that one. Down the pocket, throws it underneath to Princeton Fant. Big boy. Yeah, big boy right there, 85. And
oh, yeah. Princeton Fant.
He been showing up really good. Milton with the adjustment. The running back on the right hip.
See a little bit of some of Milton's mechanics here.
Jadon Blue, watch you pick up the blitz there. I love seeing that. And that's Jalen Brooks with the KD3. Just want to show you guys that these boys are working the boards.
Joking around
There's Siobhan Revel as well as Josh Butler. And watch, dip.
Micah Parsons down there.
COD, that's what you need. Change of direction. And if you can do that,
Marvion
everything else work its way
though.
out as a DB. He may be back sooner than later, as they say. All right, Milton throws it deep to 89 for your
and he pulled it down.
Forward.
That's a guy I've been talking about watching out for.
Your
Preston
tight end,
Ford, I saw him last year.
One can argue
what he did in college.
that even in practice, sometimes he look like your tight end 1. But we're not going to go there.
And he's got
All I'm going to say is that the guy been working out.
That dude definitely has an attitude to him. I was hoping he was going to be a more contributing partner last year, but I think this year he's going to take off a little more.
Dark horse, by the way. All right, and then you see Paris Campbell, number 80, and watch this snag from Cavante Turpin. Really good.
Turpin showing off.
I think that they're going to stretch the field. They're going to work within the confines of the numbers there. I think things going to work out well for us. All right, Dak Prescott throwing drill. Let's look at his feet. Flip hips. Get it right on the target. Yeah. Keep this competition rolling. Look at my guy. Will Greer.
Well, Greer can't hit the basket.
Throw. Come on, get it right. Snap. Yes.
There you go.
Good follow through. You throw more with your legs than anything, and as long as your feet are solid.
Come on, Will Greer.
You'll
By
be
your
pretty
third
good
string.
in the National Football League, and you seeing the throw mechanics of
There you go.
Will
2
Greer.
out of 4.
Pretty dope. Now,
Joe Milton.
when you look at Joe Milton, I mean, they call him Bazooka Joe for a reason, right? The man got velocity.
There you go.
Velocity on the ball. Got a bazooka arm. So he's working on a few mechanics in his accuracy and these sorts of things. His picking, working on the catch drill with Coach Junior Adams, who's been phenomenal with these guys. One of the things that he said when I got a chance to talk to him, he wanted his receivers to be aggressive. At the top of the route, get the separation, fight for the ball. None of that soft stuff. So you're seeing it in the day-to-day operations here. Salute.
That's
kudos,
good.
and
That's
credence
good.
to
I want him
Junior
to have
Adams.
that aggressive nature. I want him to have that aggressive nature.
Let me know. He's focused and
stretching.
concentrated. Them gloves by number 80.
Here we go.
And he's trying to make his name out there. That's Paris Cameron.
Milton.
All right. Just can't
Hands
find him.
it
Look
off.
at Deuce. Look at Deuce.
Deuce,
Couldn't find him.
The Deuce is loose.
For the first 10 hours, you were looking for
I don't
Deuce
think he's
Vaughn,
gonna
and
be
he's
pass
able to
really
give you
practice
those
for
4
us,
to 5
They've
yards
been
off
saying
of
he's
that
doing
run.
good
Couldn't
training
find him.
camp this
I couldn't find him. Looking right at him. And, of course,
Goddamn, boy,
when
get
you
out the
look
way.
at the running game, that's something that we really need to see excel. Can you run the ball? Can you stop the run? Can you run it back, stay healthy? And can they get you a yard when it's necessary? And those are things that we just don't know. It's the area of the unknown. But for what I can tell you, let that area of the unknown be the driving force of this team as it relates to them ability to run. And speaking of run, Dak Prescott with the run. Mississippi State legs, Dak Prescott running over there. All right, so Dak Prescott is under center, 35 is calling out some things. I'm loving seeing the maturity.
You talking about the actual
and look, they stopped that run right
chat or the donation?
Good coordination. Good point out by 35, which is Mears live foul, by the way. And look at Jadon Blue. This run right here, I was like, God, dog. Even though 50 hit him,
power
look
through.
at that speed.
And he ain't a
You're
power
just
back.
not catching him from
But that boy's good. And he's fast
that
as hell.
stance if he get out in front of
We've
him.
been hearing things about his they've been talking about his work ethic or whatever a lot, but man, they ain't seen it yet.
And this is a good run by Phil Maffa. I get the
boy's head out the
notion
way.
that he's the unknown too. So we going to figure out this run game.
Joe Millen on
I got a little patient. Not saying that we need to break glass and go get somebody, but for what we can see, let these boys run like Cavante Turpin, Turbo
I told
Button
you,
Turpin.
Noah, what I
just
tell you,
able
people
to leap,
weren't gonna
jump,
like
and
it.
hop,
I told
get
you
things
people
moving.
weren't gonna like
All
it,
right.
didn't I?
You see it.
I told
you.
you.
See it. Keep it moving.
I don't
Keep
really
it
have
moving,
a
Cowboy
like.
Nation.
I say
All
my
right,
opinion
Dak
about him. I
Prescott
still say rest in peace.
drops
And
back.
I ain't
He
trying to
throws it
disrespect him.
underneath to 88
I just ain't giving him certain statuses.
on Malik Hooker with the
Still get his
tackle.
credit due.
Not bad at all.
He just,
All right.
To me, he doesn't hold
Shotgun
that
once again. Running
higher
back.
status anymore.
Left hip. Let's see what they do. That's Miles Sanders. He don't like what he see. Let's rotate this. Let's change it around. All right. He calls the audible. 87, not the high. Yelling 81. Get ready. I think that this is going to be that slot for 87 or no, it's going to be a look for 81. Slant. That's what I'm talking about.
Dak to 81.
You put 81. He got the size. He got the speed.
Jonathan Mingo.
You put him on a slant. He can probably take it to the house too. You know, he's a big physical wide receiver. Just need the opportunity. And by him getting some first team one reps, that's going to pay out down the stretch. All right, Dak Prescott drops back, looks left, throws left deep to see dangerous Lamb. Carson's had no chance. He was out leveraged. Should have continued to play on that boundary. and used the boundary as a sideline friend, but he didn't do it. A deep pass, and it's picked off by Wanye. Don't try that,
There's
boy.
those picks. I tell you, the turnovers. Turnovers
Milton,
on
he looks
defense have
left,
been
and he throws left, and
definitely
it is
noticeable.
incomplete.
Joe Milton with an
And
incomplete.
Dak Prescott. Oh no, Joe.
Yeah, it's
He
when the.
backs
I mean,
up and
on
he
live
runs it with
streams,
his
I'm assuming
legs.
it's when my chat
Yeah. That
text
boy,
is
if that
being
read ain't there, he's gonna take it and run.
read
Tuck
by
it,
like
take
a
it and
computer
run it.
voice,
Get the yardages, man. You know.
right? For like
Put the
donation,
ball
you
in
talking
the
about like
belly
the,
of
when
the
the
running
donation
back.
pops up, the,
Get multiple
like a
yards.
computer voice reads.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Donated,
Roll out. Throws it underneath. Give Jake Ferg some love here. That's Dak Prescott to his favorite toy, the tight end, which will always be the quarterback best friend. We're going to keep saying that. We're going to keep saying that for real. All right? All right, shotgun.
Is that what you're talking about?
All right,
by
Dak
text
pointed out. 57.
What I just described.
You can see that. All right, and then he steps back, throws it underneath to Schoonmaker. All right. Look at Cooper BB being able to adjust some things. Slide protection. Okay, Dak Prescott. Shotgun. Running back right hip. He drops back, climbs the pocket, throws it to his favorite toy.
Lamb, and he's loose.
Lamb going to make it difficult for the oppositions out there. Can't double team everybody. Good throw away right here with the Will Greer attempt. Throw it away. Sometimes, I'm going to say again, throwing it away and not forcing it is the best thing. All right, putting the ball in the belly of the
Seeing
back.
that number 2 out there on defense. It's weird seeing that number 2 out there on defense. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that this thing knows how to do that. I just don't know how to do it. I have to figure it out. I have to figure out how to set it. But, man, you see that number 2 out there, it makes me think of Jordan Lewis, but he ain't here. He's with the Jaguars, so.
Some physicality here.
I'm not sure who's wearing number 2 right now.
Salute, kudos, and credence to him. All right, number 10. Back at it again. Look, he got more authority at the line of scrimmage that we didn't really see out of a guy going into his second season, right? And I like that as a Harmon.
Nice.
84 is very sneaky. Last season, he kind of showed up and showed out a lot at camp. Got injured, these sorts of things, and it was placed, I believe, on the practice squad. But Harmon, I mean, he's pretty dope. I think that he got a shot at it, but it's a long way from here because there's so many hungry guys. You got Tolbert, Mingo, and Brooks, all of those guys at the end, and it was an incomplete pass.
That guy needs to stop walking up and down the stairs in front of Law Nation's camera.
Number 40 ounce.
Man, him and
That's
Pickens
Hunter
are going to have
Luke,
a
by the
ball
way.
out here.
And
I
then
feel
this
like
is a poor Cowboy fan that lost a situation as it relates to fantasy football, and he forced to wear that terrible Philadelphia Eagles stuff. And he get booed. But he said he suck at fantasy football, so he had to wear that Eagle stuff. Hey, nothing wrong with owning up to your bat. But it's terrible when it's a Philadelphia Eagle stuff that's on you. But neither here nor there. Dak rolls out, throws it underneath. Good situation here. Here's another play. Shotgun.
I don't think Pickens is going to do that here.
Y'all.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think Pickens is gonna do that. But that right there, number 41, down here at the bottom, Donovan Izaraku. He has been showing the fuck out in camp. I like Sam Williams. Peyton Turner's decent. This is Holiday. I can't think of his first name off the top of my head, and I can't see enough of this guy. But
he's pointing out things, Lamb to the left, emotions inside. Got Tolbert inside the slot here, and he throws it in the area of Lamb. You just got to take my word for it. Lamb caught it, okay? Just bad angle from where I was at that time, okay? Dak Prescott drops back, throws it to my guy, Jake Ferguson. Yeah, in the middle of the field should be open, right? I mean, you got guys like a Lamb and George Pickens on the outside.
Making some
Can't
move,
double
making some
team
motion.
everyone. All right, so this is what we're seeing right here for this set and formation. Drops back, put the ball in the belly of
I don't think he's going to do that, bro. I think it's going to
like
be
I said,
different.
you're not getting him down.
I think that narrative that everybody's putting that on him is going to have
so
him
with all of
more
that being
focused
said,
and more
Cowboy
locked in.
Nation,
Plus,
so
he's on a
far
team that's
everything's
actually a
been
lot
great
better than what
during
he
this
was on.
training camp.
He's actually got pieces around him to help him.
Hey, we just
He
ready
didn't
for the
have that
pass to come on. That's when we can really
So the
see
frustration was
who's
boiling
who.
over.
But neither here nor there. Be sure for more Cowboys content and beyond to hit that subscribe button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you like that clip that I showed of that, you can go check it out on Law Nation Sports page. The hell of a dude, does great video, great content on Cowboys. He's actually out there at Oxnard, California. I don't know how they do it. He's a cancer. It varies. There'll be points where there'll be multiple people talking, and then there'll be points where it's just one or two people. It goes through stages. It goes through stages. There ain't one thing. I can tell you what though, there ain't one thing that's been consistent in that chat. Really, it's all been kind of back and forth.
And
we're back.
Hey man, I'm not gonna have too many more opportunities to get this here view.
All right, this is this is VOCH Lombardi and Brian brought us mobile media, as they are now calling it. Shout out to them. If y'all like this clip, make sure y'all go check them.
You, Brian Brothers, I'm only out here in Oxnard because Jerry Jones call it Oxnard, not Oxnard. Only got like one more day out here, man. But we're gonna make the most of it here. Oxnard training camp. Brian Brothers is down there on the courts. I'm up here at the resort and casino at San Manuel section up top here with the elevated view. Brian watches practice from up here sometimes, but this time he was on the field moving around, and Brian reminded me that, VOCH, I noticed you move around a bunch because I'm trying to get some information for these people. You heard me? One thing that I felt like it was important that I run around and get was a Terrence Steele update. And, Brian didn't see a whole bunch of it there, but that's what VOCH is here for, to give Terrence Steele updates. So the tweet came in three phases or whatnot, right? When I first saw him, I was like, hey, he's out there stretching and his ankles are heavily taped. So that makes me feel like he's good to go. Helmet was on and everything. He was in the drills down there with the offensive line, taking place in the individual drills. And
really
he was kind of
thumping
a little bit, reaching the backside 3 type stuff, doing the combo things and all that. I said, okay, Terrence Steele must be a little better than we thought. And then when they went to go do team drills, Terrence
on his X page, I think he does. Hold up. But I'm pretty sure he does show the clips, but they're on his X page. He doesn't show them on that because I think the Cowboys don't let him. All right, so let me just look up. That Captain Jerry Jones picture. So here's some clips from VOCH Lombardi. They're short clips, though. They're only allowed to do so much. Law Nation is up in the stands. These guys are down on the field. So they're short clips. Now we're going away from the camera.
That's the game. Yeah.
Also
That's the game.
away from the camera.
Yeah.
They said that he might have hurt his ankle, but it looks like he's in effect. Terrence Steele. That's good. Looks like he's moving on it just fine. Tyler Guyton clip. Left tackle right here. Giving Sam Williams a little work. That's good to see. Sam Williams is a pretty damn good pass rusher. Kind of gave up a little bit on that one. Or gave room on that one a little bit. Could have did a little better. I think that was Peyton Turner. Same thing there, same thing. Was that all those clips? Open. Looks like him and Sam Williams again. Does good, does good. Snag grab by Pickens. God damn. Give me the hiccups. Nah, dude, they're getting a lot of turnovers. They're getting a lot of turnovers in training camp. Sad. Jalen Tolbert in motion. Snap back, shotgun. Back across the middle. That was number 80. No, 88. No, 89. I think it was this guy right here, number 89. No, that's 86. That's Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker. Tyler Guyton versus Donovan Izaraku, that new rookie, number 41, and he's pushing. He was pushing on Tyler Guyton. We'll watch it again. He pushes him back. Like Guyton's losing ground on him. Like that's good to see. But he is holding his own. Going back in just dancing. That's all he doing. Man, he looked quick on his feet. Ah, damn, I eat that corn dog. Now I got the hiccups. Tyler Booker working with the twos and just throwing people around. 76 right there. Oh, my bad. No. Yeah. It's right here. Alright, so those are the clips that I got here. God damn, y'all wild. I probably should be muting these clips when I play them. Damn, where's your camera go? We couldn't see it. Bad camera angle. Booker ready to go. He's already called out Jalen Carter for the Eagles. Alright, yeah, and then we're getting into some older stuff there. The hell yeah. What up, Kid Cowboy? What's good? I didn't drink no damn Kool-Aid last year. I was saying we were going to be lucky to have an 8-8 record last year. You got that twisted, brother. What up, B Fatty? He learned when he learned, brother. There's many other factors in the game. It takes all 53 to win the game, including coaches. In some games, it takes even the referees. But you talking to me, Kid Cowboy. I wasn't drinking no Kool-Aid last year. I ain't drinking it this year either. Man, had that damn season started yet, Nemo? Has the season started yet? Has your ass been consistent? You've been consistently missing every other stream. That's what you've been doing. That's what your ass been consistent at, missing every other stream. Who you gonna moderate, yourself? We're getting close, but preseason hasn't even technically got started yet. Cap on what? Being consistent to every other show? Yeah, I ain't lying. Ain't no lies over here. What time is it? God damn, Chad, it's 8 o'clock. I have things that I have to get done. For sure. I for sure have shit to get done. You gotta break it down. Of course. Yeah. Consistency means when you show up to something, you do it every time. You're always there. That you on a consistent basis. But yo, we about to be hopping off of here though. Yo, it's about 8 o'clock now. We've been on since 5:30, so we have got to hop off, man. I appreciate everybody tuned in. If you ain't got no attention from your mama, then don't come over here. Hey, well, I appreciate all you. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for showing up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And hey, we'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock for WWE's Raw. Damn, hiccups need to go away. So make sure y'all tap in with us. We will be here tomorrow night for Raw at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, but I'm out. Y'all, peace.